And the guy said, but you fucked one goat. Everybody. Attempt at humor.
Just one. Why would you stop there?
You ultimately know what you're in for here. Welcome to Party Foul, the brand new stream from LawfulStupidRPG. We're glad to have you here. We'd love to have you on Discord with us playing games, but welcome. This is session 1, so you're here at an awesome time because this is all brand new. My players have rolled some characters. They had a session 0, so we are at level 2 at this point, but we're going to jump into this awesome story. Before we do, just to let you know, Lawful Stupid has a lot of programming, so you can come watch us on Friday nights at 6:30 p.m. for Pantheon, an awesome game set in ancient Greece and the mythical world. And then we'll be here on Saturdays, 7 p.m., 6:30 Eastern for Pantheon, 7 p.m. Eastern for this show every single week on Saturdays. We have also new shows coming out in September with a lot of new players and wonderful growth of our community. So we're super excited to bring you all here today. But yeah, this is a new campaign. It's going to be a little, I don't know, something. We shall see. We're going back to the basics for D&D here. We're going to try to just show you the kind of things that will happen at your home tables. And yeah, we're just going to have a lot of fun. So before we get started, we're going to roll a little trailer for you, but we'll see you in about a minute for the first
shit. I haven't done that yet.
Of Party Foul. You haven't done that yet. So now is where I stare awkwardly at the camera and
I've been busy.
Indeed.
We do this on the overlay. We'll just send a link. We'll just sorry. I've been busy doing everything else.
Oh my god.
Had one job.
This is our first Party Foul.
Reenact the trailer live. Just reenact it live. Just do it.
Yeah, come on, Gwen.
Everybody go.
So Grendy and
let's get Nibs in here. Nibs
I
has
know. Yeah, Nibs, can you just re-edit a brand new trailer for everyone, please? Right there live.
We'll do it off the cuff.
All right, so we're gonna skip the trailer. We're gonna do it. What's the plan?
Yeah, sorry, I was busy doing everything else.
Basically, it's really awesome, and we're the best.
Oh, is it an answer? Are we skipping the trailer or not?
Yeah, skip it. Sorry, skip it.
Skip
Yeah.
we'll post it. You guys can see. Screw it. Now we're just gonna jump in.
Someone link it. Someone link it in chat.
Guys are really missing out. The trailer's full of explosions.
Hold on, I'll get it. I'll find it.
Exploding
dragons.
It's
one
fine.
single job.
Sorry,
all right,
guys. I remember my first stream.
back everyone. Yeah, we're gonna fix this in post. Okay, so everybody get ready.
Oh god damn it.
Welcome back, everyone. That was an awesome time watching that trailer. I hope you enjoyed it.
Wow, so cool.
Start sinking into the world
Here
of
we
Party
go.
Foul,
There.
a country and continent called Irorasol. So, as the sun crests just over the Pharesian mountains, a streak of golden light begins to warm the surrounding continent as a new morning begins on Irorasol. It's a welcome sight to some, but perhaps not for a certain merry band of partygoers who, after a ridiculous night of free drinks, dancing, and some suspect healing of rack bites, awaken with sharp headaches, man, you know, I'm just an actor, sharp headaches and foggy memories. Gwen, your head is throbbing. It hurts the most. Can you tell everybody what they see when Gwen starts to wake up?
Ooh, okay. Well, she's a little disheveled. So she, puts her clothes back on and sneaks out. She is a halfling woman who is about 3'10", so she's pretty tall for halfling. Wearing this kind of like carny-like attire. She has these socks that like go up to her knees that are like black and white stripes, and she's wearing like a black crop top with like some see-through parts, and like long flowy sleeves, and this bandana that's like a red bandana that goes across her hair. And she is just kind of like, oof, okay, and like putting herself together and just kind of sneaking out before her companion wakes up.
Indeed. So, yes, Gwen is not alone. And as you open your eyes and try to fight that intense pain rigging through your head for the night of just awful drinking, you do feel the a body next to you that's curled up and kind of snuggling on you a bit. And as you turn over expecting to see the rosy cheeks of your friend last night, Instead, you see the dark skin, cold and cool, from a compatriot that you saw the night before. Zaunder, do you want to let us know what you look like?
Wait, what?
Zaunder is a drow elf with the drow's characteristic dark, nearly black skin, hair is flowing and white as spider silk. He's very young. He's got a lot of scars across his face somehow. And he tends to dress very drably. A lot of clothes that he got on the surface, a lot of brown. He dresses kind of heavily to keep the sun off of him. And right now he probably is pulling a blanket over his head and just goes, no, as he sees the sun.
Yes, the sun is creeping through this like sort of little shabby tent that you realize that you're both sleeping in. And I think at this moment, as your eyes start to focus in, you realize whatever you thought you ended up last night, you indeed ended up in the same cot, curled up next to each other, and have zero memory of how this happened.
I don't say anything. I just kind of sit on the edge of the bed and just like, oh no. And I guess look around. Is there anyone else in this room?
This is not really a room. It really is just like a makeshift tent. Once again, you're trying to piece it together. You're thinking, go ahead and let's make a history check just for memory's sake.
Wow, okay.
History check.
Yeah.
Wow.
The history being last night.
Jesus Christ.
Would Zaunder have noticed that there's someone in bed next to him?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, you were spooning her. You were the big spoon.
Oh, God. As soon as he's like conscious enough to realize what's going on, he's going to be like, and fall out of the bed. What are you doing in my bed? You little... I should have known after you slapped my rear what you were really after.
Oh, darling, you don't have to worry about that. I don't really know what happened here, but I don't think anything happened between the two of us. I hope it didn't. Right.
What was that history?
He's like pulling the blanket around himself, like he looks completely scandalized. Oh, surfacers.
And Zaunder, you would indeed recognize this tent. This is your tent. You somehow, in your drunken stupor, managed to put it up shoddily, like half the tent's kind of caving in on the side, and the stakes aren't fully in the ground. And indeed, when you sort of step up from the bed and bump something, the whole tent sort of collapses in on itself. And both of you are now completely entrapped in tarp, even closer together than you were before in the bed.
Oh, no.
Oh, God damn it. That history check was a 9.
Was a 9. Yeah, you know, you have a slight flash of this girl that you were kind of dancing with, and then a flash of Zaunder, and that's about all you can remember.
Should I try for it?
Yeah, if you're trying to piece it together, make a history check.
Let's see what I get. That is a 15.
15? Yeah, so Zaunder, you kind of second-winded it toward the end of the night and were able to kind of boot and rally in the bushes. And as you began to dance around, you just had a mission, and you decided that you and Gwen needed to go back to your tent together, but you can't remember much after that. You definitely remember picking her out from across the party, and then after that point, not too sure. And now you guys are enclosed together in the tent with the tarps now encircling you, poles and ropes and stuff kind of just hanging.
How dressed are we?
I mean, I was just putting on my clothes, assumedly.
Yeah, you were not in your armor. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
you were in clothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But you were not nude.
Okay. All right. That's relieving.
Yep. As you guys are dealing with that situation, Finnegan, you have woken up on the porch of your old home, the only place that you know really to go. You were slumped up against it. There's a lot of rat goop and blood around you. It doesn't smell particularly nice, but evidently last night you didn't care. And you notice a fresh pile of vomit next to you as you, even in this pile of dead rats.
Finnegan is close to naked. They're just wearing their pants and no shirt on. Their hair is all ruffled. It's brown. Little freckles are on their nose, and they have a sliver of silver hair, sort of on their left, is sort of braided down. But they look at the vomit, I guess, and over at the rats. I'm gonna try and find out where Gwen is.
Very good. So let's.
I don't know how I would do it.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Let's just see if you notice anything.
That's not bad. That is a 13.
13. Yeah, so you were from your porch, which is sort of on the crest of a hill in the half mountains here. You look across and you do see a few little tents that people that like don't own homes, and then one of the tents is like completely collapsed in on itself, and you hear some like little shuffling and ruffling over there, but that's about it.
Well, that can't be them. Look over somewhere else. How hungover am I? Because I had a lot to drink.
Yeah, you are. It's pretty bad. It's certainly pretty darn bad. I would say that it's like a 7 out of 10 in terms of hangovers, maybe an 8.
Great. I guess I'm gonna try and go to like just walk through the camp. Are there people strewn about in this like after party?
It is a very slow morning after the great party that was in the half mound, so not many people are stirring. You hear like an occasional like person shuffling about or sweeping up something, but people aren't paying much attention to you. And as you walk past the window of this like sort of disheveled house, you do catch your reflection of it, and you have across your forehead in sort of a lipstick color, it's written King.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my hair out of it.
Yeah.
And keep it pristine and kind of puff out my chest a little bit and keep walking. I guess as I'm walking, I'll just be shouting, Gwen! Gwen! Gwen!
I go ahead and make a perception check, Zaunder and Gwen, as you're dealing with this collapsed.
Oh, boy. All right. That's only a 5.
5 on your perception. How about Gwen?
I rolled a 5, but I
Okay.
5, so it's 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, through your just awkwardness and putting on clothes and trying to unwrap yourselves, you just quite don't hear Finnegan.
That's all right.
Yes.
I'm gonna be heading towards wherever.
My passive perception was 15.
Your passive perception is 15. Yeah, you're still. It's just so distracting having to try to figure out your one night stand or lack thereof, whatever happened.
Also, any sound that Zaunder's making, I'm like, could you just stop talking, please?
I'm walking to wherever Ernie is, I guess, for like water. That's my goal.
Yeah, you're looking around for Ernie, and as you do that, we will cut away to another little group of travelers in the forest, not too far from here. The night passed fairly uneventful compared to what you guys were used to, and as you wake up, I imagine that each of you have some morning ritual. So we'll start with Neriad. What is the Neriad's morning ritual as he wakes up in the forest?
Neriad probably is just sleeping on the bare ground. I don't think he would bother covering himself or anything like that. Probably still in his clothing. I don't think he would have changed out of it. His clothing is really simple. He's a human, by the way, with white shocks of hair that stick out of his face, white hair that sticks out of the bottom of a little tight skull cap with flaps on the side that keep his ears warm. Yeah. He has a really high collar. All of his clothes is gray, so this is actually pretty close if I do this. He has a really high collar on.
Ever since he can remember, he's been popping his collar.
Yeah, exactly. And really, really simple clothing. You would mistake him for a peasant if you were just glancing past him in a crowd. And he just wakes up, probably pretty early, and just makes himself busy and waits for the others to wake up. I don't think he has any specific ritual he does. He might have gone to use the washroom in the woods somewhere.
Very good. Yeah. His morning constitutional. While he's away, Meena, tell us what you do in the mornings.
So Meena's been awake for a couple hours now, walking around and finding various small animal friends to try to make friends with. She is 7'6" tall. She is our furbulk. Blue-gray skin, brown eyes, light brown hair. She is wearing leather that's like brown and green. And she looks very well put together because she did all of her morning ritual like hours ago, basically.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I think as you are waking up and you got your morning ritual done, you do see Neriad kind of emerging through the woods after kind of pulling up his robes or whatever else. And
like tightening my waist belt.
tightening his waist belt there. And this is about the time that you turn around and see you're typically surrounded by furry friends. And yet this particular furry friend that you made yesterday is, I don't know. What are you doing, Matthias?
He probably would be up last. When he does get up, he will look around, scavenge for food. I'll then go to probably a tree, kneel down and pull out these little carvings that he's made and place them by the tree and do his morning prayers. Who did we just lose? Zach.
I think you lost me. Did I come back?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Everyone, cameras off.
Everyone's got to do it. Right.
Here we go. Amazing.
Right, so
All right,
people should know who it is. It should be. Is it James? Does anyone know?
No, it wasn't James first. Wasn't it?
I'm always last.
Wasn't it Neriad?
Boop. Hang on, what's going on? We actually lost one. Oh, hang on. Yeah, sorry. It'll come
Meena,
on.
right?
Meena, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Look at another party foul. We're 2 for 2 on the day.
Yeah. I know James is last.
So I'm always last.
I think it was Grendy, then me, then James.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we do? Up early, Meena. Where were you gone to?
No, Grendy and Faye need to be the other way around. Sorry, guys. We'll get used to it eventually. So Grendy off,
Excellent.
James off, Faye on, Grendy on.
There we go. Perfect.
Now can I show my face?
Yes, you can. There you go.
No.
Lovely. All right. Back to
he would be at a tree doing his prayers, and you'd probably hear him whispering, "Oh, Lord, please give me a new best friend today." Yes, and he'll pack his. Oh no, he'll just leave the bits there and then get up, and you'll see him pop his collar and walk back towards the group with a playful skip. He is a mouse folk, and he is a tall, very handsome 2'1", towering well above the furbolg.
Someone says that Zaunder and Meena are mixed up.
Yes, they. No, what? Yes. Oh my God.
Professional.
We're so good at this.
Profession.
I also don't know how to get my background to come back, so that's exciting.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Right. Okay. So Faye off.
Me off.
Yeah, you're last, James. I believe.
Aww. I just want to play D&D.
It's so funny to watch. 2 viewers went away. I'm so sorry, 2 viewers.
Right. Hang on. It'll be easier if I just stop hiding the thing.
What if we kick Dwarf out?
Yeah, Dwarf leave if you can.
Get out.
I can remove him anyway. There we go. Right, so now I can actually see who goes first. Right, sorry guys. Right, so it is.
Wouldn't it theoretically be the same order as it was before? Now that Dwarf's
no, it is Zaunder now.
All right.
Now it is Gwendolyn.
Okay.
Now it is Meena and then Finn.
Oh shit! Sorry.
And then it's me.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh no, that happened again.
Meena, turn off.
Meena off.
We are so.
You're tearing this family apart.
5 different viewers gone. Oh, just crushing.
Meena on. Meena on. Come on, let's get this gun. Finn on.
All right.
There we go. Yeah, so he would leave the stuff there and skip over to the dead fire. That's probably sitting there.
Skip over to the yes. There's a little bit of an ash of a fire. And by the way, what did you guys end up doing with Hallen's body from yesterday? Yesterday, the day before.
Well,
we hide it in the bushes.
I think they wanted to bury him, but
we didn't have a shovel.
Yeah,
we didn't have a way to do it, so we drug him off the road. He's just in the bushes.
Yeah, and you would notice that during the night, his body has not just like naturally decayed. It seems like it's been almost completely consumed by the surrounding forest. It is like the decay process, maybe things nibbled on it and whatever went away from it. It's gotten to him pretty quickly and pretty intensely here. All right, so I think Neriad had something to say before we started the game.
I would have been coming out of the woods there, and I seen Meena and maybe even Matthias around the campfire at this point. I would have just said something along the lines of, hello, it's good to see you all here still this morning. Would you like me to maybe get the fire going? I can try.
You could get the fire going, but I could just use Druidcraft to start it again. You don't need to try like yesterday.
I'm not very good at it. Go ahead.
All right. So I just hold my palm out and a small spark comes on it, and then I shoot the spark over to the campfire.
Yeah, and as you do that, there is a little bit of a kindling, but without more logs and anything else to sort of keep it going. It's very short-lived, but you do happen to spend a bit of the morning in some warmth. But as you do that, you do seem to hear something coming from the bushes not too far away from you. Can you guys make a perception check for me?
Certainly. I'm going to percept the heck out of this.
Ooh, 23.
20. Not quite as good.
And then there's my 10.
10. So yeah, Meena, you just sort of heard like a weird noise, but you're in nature. It doesn't really sound too much for you. But Neriad and Matthias, you do indeed hear the rustling of something in the bushes, probably 50 or 60 feet to the, I'll say to the north of you, from where you were originally.
I will pull my rapier instantly and then jump onto Neriad's shoulder and like...
Oh, get away. What's up?
Probably, he weighs about 20 pounds, so that's probably a lot for this weak wizard. And he'll hold on to the back of his collar and be like, pointing towards it with his rapier.
Surprisingly stable, Matthias. You're surprised.
Okay, very good. You guys approaching, or what are you doing?
Oh, what did you see? Is it an animal of some kind? We can investigate. I'm going to walk a little closer if you don't mind just holding on.
Oh, it was definitely a bear.
Walk a little closer.
And as you make your way towards the bushes, you see that rustling hasn't quite stopped yet. And then it sort of like skirts over and the bush to the right of it starts to jiggle and wiggle a little bit. And now it's like clearly moving around, not too sure what's going on.
I'm going to back up. You just hang on there. I'm going to back up.
Do I know where this thing is?
It's just rustling bushes right now. That's all you can really tell. And it seems to be small enough to move from bush to bush without really noticing what's going on.
Who goes there?
Think the bushes are angry again?
Oh, maybe. Were they angry?
Well, they're just rustling right now, but remember how mad they got? I don't want them to get mad again.
Who goes there, bushes? What are you?
And as you sort of echo your voice toward the bushes and point at it, their little rustling shape sort of stops. And then you hear sort of like...
Is it the same sort of noise we heard?
It is very different than the noise you heard before. It does not seem to... In fact, it doesn't seem that the bush is alive. It seems that things are in these bushes that you're near.
Meena's going to get up super close to the bushes and like kneel down so her face is right next to it.
Be careful.
Try to see what's in there.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make an investigation check as you get close and look for more clues.
That's an 8.
It's not too hard to understand that beyond these bushes, you do see some lumps, some humanoid forms, although they're so sort of in the thick of it and so small that it's hard to tell what's going on there.
There's something down there. I don't really know what it is, though.
And when you speak that close to them, you hear in the bushes.
Definitely pixies.
Maybe they could be our friends.
Oh, really? Pixies? Cool. I'm going to walk over. So I walked forward, backwards, back again.
Walk forward towards the bushes. At this point, there's a little whisper, and you can kind of hear a voice say, maybe we should just talk to him. Maybe we should just say, hey. I don't know.
Hello, we're bush creatures.
We're not bush creatures. That's silly.
You look like a bush.
Oh, I guess so. And at this point, you see a cute little halfling girl sort of emerge from out at the side of the bush. She's wearing a little red dress. She has a long braided ponytail that reaches all the way down to the ground. And she looks like she's probably 4 years old, although it's hard to tell because being a halfling, she is so tiny and so cute.
You're lucky you came out of there. I almost zapped you.
Oh, that would have been bad. Sorry, we were not too used to being alone by ourselves around here.
And knelt down and pop my collar and walk up to her.
Oh, are you a mouse?
Just look at Neriad. No, I'm a goblin.
Oh, I haven't seen either of those, so I wouldn't really know. Do you know, Sally? And then at this point, you see an identical twin of this halfling emerge from the other side of the bush, wearing the same red dress, the same sort of cute braided blonde hair reaching all the way down to the ground. And now two little girls in red dresses with blonde hair, little halfling 4-year-olds, have gone to the other side of the bush. And so she says, now I want to see. Oh, you're kind of cute.
Well, yes, thank you. Yes, yeah. He starts trying to sort of like puff out his chest with his beak.
Can you tell me? Have you seen our mom?
Oh, what's your mom look like?
Like my mom? The other one says, yeah, like mom.
I've been around the forest all this morning, and I haven't seen anyone who looks like you.
Oh.
Sorry, little girl.
Yeah, sorry. We were just not supposed to leave this morning and kind of got lost, and I'm not too sure where to go now.
Where's your home? What is it called?
Oh, we're from Burton, and we're going to, the, Mom said the place with the boats.
Well, that's where we're going.
Oh, I guess you could come along with us.
Oh, yeah, okay. Should we, are you nice?
Are you nice, little mouse creature?
Look at me, of course I'm nice.
He's nice.
He just told them that he was a goblin, and I've seen goblins, and they're usually not very nice. Were you cursed because you are nice, Goblin Matthias, friend?
I looked to Neriad.
You look like a mouse.
I don't think she knows sarcasm.
And at this point, the little girls sort of whisper back and forth and start giggling a little bit. They also start holding hands with each other and sort of look at you like, okay, adults, like, help us out. And we're going to cut back to now having wrestled themselves out of this tent, and Zaunder's able to start piling the things back together. Finnegan, you finally see as you're walking around a couple different things. The first one you see is the tent that was being wrestled together towards the direction you were walking is indeed filled with both, or has been emerged from by your sister and Zaunder, the compatriot you met the day before. You also see sort of in the background, there is this sort of like figure of a person like pacing back and forth around the camp area that seems kind of fretful, and you see them pacing back and forth.
Great. Don't care about them. Gwen! I'm going to run up to Gwen, shirtless, halfling boy, hair like flowing behind them, and not even waiting, stop, like skid on the dirt and point to my forehead. It says king. You never believe what happened, Gwen. I'm king now.
King of what? Your ass?
What? Everything.
No, but actually, where did that come from?
I don't care.
Do you remember any of last night? Was I sure not?
No. I don't want to roll.
Zaunder turns over his shoulder from meticulously putting the tent back up and says, I had better not learn that you took my flower, you...
Oh,
you
Zaunder!
beardless dwarf.
What? I've got a little bit of scruff, yeah?
Right, well, that's not really my style, sweetheart, so I don't really think you need to worry about it.
What?
Regardless, why
Finnegan,
are you out of here?
What?
Finnegan?
Did you two sleep together?
I don't believe so, but I can't really remember.
All right.
Oh.
I hope sleeping is all we did.
You'd be lucky.
And at that,
He makes the most unbelievable, incredulous face at Finnegan.
Oh, whoa.
and at that moment,
Gwen just smirks. She's like,
and at that moment is when you hear sort of from that little figure that you were tracing that's gotten it's sort of been weaving back and forth and getting closer to you. It's pushing sort of a, I don't know, fantasy version of a double stroller. And it's, I don't know, made of wood and cloth and things like that. It clearly seems like it's meant for two little ones. And she's pushing it along going, Sally, Abigail, oh, has anyone seen my daughters? Sally? Abigail! Oh, where are they?
Can you quiet down a bit? Last night was a little bit rough, and it hurt in my head.
Hey, sorry. I know it was I can tell it was a party, but I can't find my little girls. I lost them on the road just this morning. They were supposed to stay in camp, and if you've seen any trace of them, or you could help me find them, it would be anything to me, please.
Oh, what do they look like?
Oh, it's
Creepy
two
little
twin
demon
girls. Two little girls, blonde hair, long red dress. They're sweet as can be, but I worry that they get a little too adventurous at times.
Bit of an overbite on them.
Is she running a con on us? I don't know.
Roll,
pretending to have kids, has a stroller. I don't know.
Roll an insight check. Strollers are expensive.
Well, the thing is, there's only one now because Matthias is just eating breakfast.
Creepy.
Zaunder checks the bottom of his foot.
Hell yeah.
He didn't step on them.
Insight?
Mm-hmm.
26.
26 on insight. She is clearly not telling you the full story. However, she seems to earnestly be looking for these kids. Like, there's no doubt in your mind that she is looking for these two kids. But there may be some of this story that you don't know.
How'd you really lose them?
Oh, it's you tell kids you turn your back for just a second, and then
But really, what happened?
I had a little too much to drink, and their father is a bit needy at night. You see, I just lost track of them. I would have brought the whole wagon with us, but we hit a bump in the road out there, and our wheel broke off, and our wagon's just like stuck. I just want to find them first, and then we'll get on the road to Port Zane like we should have been.
Where was the last place you saw them?
We were camped up near the crossroads, where the Half Mountains and Port Zane's roads sort of intersect with each other over there. No one's seen them around this area. Maybe I went the wrong way. Maybe I should have went towards Port Zane.
Well,
all right.
From here.
What?
Are you from here, or?
No. We're from Burden.
From Burden.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for them, but.
Sure, but we got our own things to tend to, so we'll let you know if we see them.
I do appreciate it. Yes, Sally. Please, Sally, and Abigail. Anyone? Oh, and she walks away, just like really, really furtive and not sure what to do. You take a little bit of pity on her.
I kind of lean over to Finn. I'm like, we're not actually going to look for those girls, are we?
I don't think we have the time, really.
Right, good. I don't really care.
If we found them, would there be some kind of reward?
At this, she sort of like stops and turns around and says, I'll give you all I got. And she sort of like rumbles around her things for a second and finds 50 gold. Is that what I could do?
That's 10 familiars.
A pittance. It's not as if I care about any lost children. I just want to shut you up.
Oh, well, whatever it takes, I would appreciate the help.
Leave him?
Yeah, you can make an inside check on Zaunder. Why not?
Amazing.
Zaunder, you can roll perception or deception, your choice. I mean, persuasion or deception.
18.
All right. 11.
Okay, so are you being genuine? Do you really not care?
He cares a little bit.
Yeah, all right, softy. And so she sort of like shrugs and says, I just don't think they're here. I think I'm going to try the path back next to Port Zane if you'll come with me.
Oh, what do you say?
Oh, we might as well.
Zaunder wants to, so we might as well.
It's Zaunder, and it's not even Zaunder.
Right.
You say that as if we're supposed to care, and I just kind of walk
Well,
off. Like a lady.
Mom, why don't you just stay here? We'll go check out over by the crossroads, and we'll come back to you.
I have
Stay
no reason
central.
to be here. I should get back to my family.
Well, your family's gone right now, so we're gonna go look for them.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Oh, okay, sure. Just so stay on the road, and you'll see a wagon at the crossroads. Hopefully, they fixed the wheel by now. I do hope that's helpful. Abigail, Sally, and she sort of walks away. As you guys start walking toward the trail, or what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. I guess
Zaunder finishes tying his hair up in a ponytail, his poncho on, his hood up, and then gets his crossbow.
Before Finnegan follows and stops and says, "Oh, I should put on my armor first. I'll be right back." I'm gonna find my armor that I've taken off.
Yeah, and so you realize that when you get back to the porch, you had somehow in your drunken cleverness, which is something that I get all the time, you would realize that if you took your armor off and put it like right inside the window that was broken from the night before, no one would see it there. And so that's where you sort of like shuffle around and reach in, and there is your armor, and you strap it on.
Great, yeah. Put it on. It takes way quicker than normal armor. It's got latches attached on to make it quick to easy take off and on. It is scale mail regular, but it is splattered in paints. Paints of bright colors. It's like a smiley face right in the bottom left rib cage. It looks like Hobby Lobby just exploded, pretty much.
Perfect. Yeah.
But Finn looks to Zaunder and Gwen, says, "All right, I'm ready."
Took long enough.
Took 5 minutes.
We're gonna go then.
Let's go.
And you start making your way down the dusty trail that leads out the back half of the half mounds and towards the crossroads leading towards Port Zane. Cutting back to our friends and their little girl companions. What are you guys doing?
I'll be skipping along with the children, telling them stories and stuff. What an adventure this is. Looking around to the others. The thing is, he's genuine. He's excited.
Yeah. And what's that thing up there? That little blue thing?
Oh. You want to be careful of your pockets.
And at this point, the mage hand sort of like swirls around Matthias's head and sort of looks at him and has two fingers and sort of like does this. And he points to the two little girls and it makes kind of a weird little face with its own fingers and then dissipates and poofs back behind your head. And they giggle. Oh, that's a cool trick. Yeah, that's a real cool trick.
Well, he's going to have to be my new best friend for now.
Oh, my best friend was back in Burton, but Mom said we had to leave. So I don't have any friends. Oh, except for Abigail. Yeah, of course, Sally. You're my best friend. As they skip around together with you.
Yeah, I'm skipping with them, probably holding hands, all three of us.
Neriad and Meena, how are you guys taking this in?
Neriad, for Matthias being a hardened criminal, he's really good with those kids.
It must be the mouse in him. He's a lot stronger than the criminal.
I'm not convinced that he's a mouse. He told them he was a goblin, and he doesn't seem like a normal mouse. He doesn't scurry. He doesn't eat cheese. I don't know what he is, but I don't think he's normal.
Well, keep in mind that you tried to fool us and make us think you were a human, so we never know who anybody really is.
That's
always wise to be aware.
Scream when they see me. Or at least the last 3 towns I went to, they did. I don't know why, but...
People are mean. That's why I moved into the forest.
Let's go find out if Matthias and the twins want a piggyback ride.
Oh, you catch up. I'll be just a moment.
So I'm going to go catch up to Matthias and the twins and get down on one knee and be like, hey, does anybody want to ride? I'm pretty tall.
And then at that sort of prospect, like the eyes get really, really big, and they sort of look back
from all three of us. I look to the other two. I'm like, whoa! I climb up.
No, Mom said we shouldn't accept things from strangers. I kind of frowned a little.
Come on! I'll hold my hand out.
No, that's okay. And they sort of like skip forward and keep moving forward. They look like very intimidated by the large 7-foot furbolg that has offered them the piggyback ride.
I'm not interested either. But thank you. I'll get off.
Matthias hops down and joins them. Neriad, you hung back a little bit.
I did, yeah. So I'm gonna go over to the decomposing body of Halon here. He's a Matthias's best friend, quote unquote. He was a cat boy at one point. Now he's not.
Oh, is there a body there? Okay.
There was, yeah. So, he's highly decomposing quickly, as Zach said. So I think I'm going to just say a few words for him. I'm going to kind of close my eyes and clasp my hands together and go,
"Oh, great AO, Lord of every god that ever was, and the most powerful god that ever existed, please look after this creature as he passes on into the realms that you rule over. Thank you, bye." And then he'll turn around and walk away.
As you say that little prayer, and you start to like sort of lean into his body, go ahead and just make a perception check for me.
Sure.
You get eaten alive.
Ooh. 13.
13. So in your time in the forests around what you know is often called the empty in the area, you have seen this expansion of the ground itself, and you swear for just a moment that this area, which you know is probably at least miles from the last spot that you saw the empty, but even the ground here that's sort of like rising up and making Howland decompose, it looks a little like that ashy kind of empty, dusty substance that's rising up around him. It should not be this far out.
Oh, this is concerning. Oh, sleep well, cat creature. Goodbye.
I'll make a note of that and sort of think about it as I walk back to the rest of the party.
Awesome. And so the trail for both sets of parties now, one with two little halfling cute twins skipping along in tow, and the other one with a very concerned mother pushing a stroller. You move down the trail for probably a good 2 hours, and go ahead and everyone just make a perception check.
Okie
Will I be having disadvantage?
That is true,
Natural
yes. You're a
20.
drow friend in the sunlight. You pull your hood up and you're not, too painful, but as you try to peer around, your eyes just don't love the sun very much.
First natural 20 of the campaign.
Whoa.
Very nice, very
Technically,
nice.
my first roll in session
24.
0 was a nat 20.
That doesn't count.
Would have been a 21, but it's a 12.
Okay,
17.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Batman.
Anyone that rolled above a 15, you would notice that.
Was I supposed to roll something?
Yeah, perception for anyone that wanted to. Yeah.
You're not very perceptive, Faye.
Mine's a 14. Sorry.
14, not quite. So anyone that rolled above a 15, you've been on trails in this particular part of the forest, all of you at some point, maybe other than Zaunder. You would expect to hear wildlife and something in the bushes or some other creatures around, but it hasn't happened too much. And to let our audience know, this whole area about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago was affected by a major earthquake. And so as the party walks along, the ground itself seems to have these minor and sometimes major cracks in it, as this earthquake shook the entire continent of Aurora Sol. And over the past couple weeks, all of the players have been getting stories about creatures that aren't supposed to be above ground, all those sort of mystical things that live in the Underdark suddenly making an emergence above the soil where they're not supposed to be. And as they move through the forest, the wildlife itself in this area seems to be pretty quiet, not the rampant bunnies and deer and all sorts of things that you had hoped. It is a pathway, so you'd expect it to be a little quiet, but this is quite quiet. It's very just unnaturally quiet as you walk down these trails.
You mentioned like missing flyers.
Yes.
Did we see? Could I have before we walked out of the town? Could I have looked closer at one or a couple of them and seen what they were actually about?
Absolutely. There's no pictures or any kind of Xerox machines or anything, unfortunately, but most of them just mention the names of people, and you notice some names of a number of a mention of a grandfather being missing, a mention of a young family going missing, and a mention of two brothers that were supposed to come by that hadn't shown up in the town. And so it's a pattern. It's as over the course of town, you grab one of the flyers and it says, missing 6 days from what the date of the flyer says itself. And it seems like this particular little town not too far from this area has had some people go missing. Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of you haven't really been in a city yet, so you wouldn't necessarily have gotten that information. But yeah, anything before you after a couple hours down the trail and the trail gets quiet from either side?
Go ahead, James.
Okay.
I'll remember.
All right.
It's okay.
Cool. I'll forget mine. Walking, Finnegan walks close to Zaunder and Zaunder, what were you doing? Kind of crawling around in the Underdark.
so close you had to come out into our shack in the first place. We never really covered that, did we, Gwen?
No, I didn't really care. I'm being perfectly honest.
Didn't really care he was in our house.
I was not crawling around.
I mean, you were on your hands and knees. I don't know what you call that, but
It was the earthquake. I was caved in. I was just digging my way out. And your house happened to be the place where I emerged.
You were crawling around for 2 weeks.
I was not crawling around, and it's normal for me to travel underground. I'm a drow.
No all drow crawl underground, or is it just a you thing?
I think it just might be a he thing.
I was not crawling. I was striding proudly.
Right, that's entirely what it looked like when you came digging yourself out of a hole in our...
You didn't see me do that. You just saw me in your house running from rats.
You don't really know what...
Which, by the way, what were those rats for anyways? Were they part of your... Are they drow as well?
They were your rats. They were in your house. You didn't keep it clean. You should have hired some sort of exterminator.
But they came out of the hole that you came out of.
They weren't part of our house.
People. I think...
Zaunder, you realize at this point that in your drunken, you have this little flash of memory of being drunk and kind of spewing a lot of this information to them, just to kind of clarify where this is coming from.
Oh. I see.
Yeah. You're like, they don't know this. Oh, wait, I told them some of this.
I may have crawled somewhat out of necessity.
I knew it.
I was striding on my hands and knees.
Of course you were.
Good for you.
That's it.
Good talk.
What is the importance of this anyway?
I'm just curious why you were in our house.
I'd like
or
to,
why you were crawling around in the first place.
It's really easy to get under your skin, and that's very entertaining.
A bit too easy.
A little bit.
Yes, you seem easily entertained.
It don't take much now.
And at this point, the woman sort of chimes in and says, it's just up here. I think I see the wagon. And then let's cut to the others at the end of your trail. Anything that you did during those couple hours or toward the end of this?
I think I would have attempted to find maybe a small fissure or something along the way as we were traveling. Mm-hmm. Even if it's pretty small. And I'm going to stick my face right up to it and like listen and examine it and try to figure out how deep it goes and if it smells weird.
Sure, yeah. Let's call that a investigation check. That'll sound good.
Sure. That's a 10. No bonus in investigation.
Yeah, this particular crack, it does appear that these cracks have fairly deep, like hard to see, maybe more than 30 feet if you really, really etched your face into it and tried to get a sniff. And there's a faint smell of sulfur as you lean your nose in close and sort of take a sniff of these giant cracks along the area. But that's basically all you get from that.
Okay. I would have just done that as we were traveling. So,
those go deep, I think. They're very, very large. It's unusual that they've all appeared all of a sudden. I mean, that light earthquake seems like it wouldn't have done this much damage, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's move on.
Meena and Matthias, you doing anything?
He would just be listening to the children, telling him stories.
Yeah, they go through some details about this time when their mom told them that they could have a puppy, but then they got home and they expected a puppy, and there wasn't a puppy, but there was a new chicken, and the new chicken was not like nearly as fun as a puppy would be, and they just keep going on and on about like having this chicken that they dealt with, but not a puppy. How disappointing it was.
But the chicken gives you eggs.
Yeah. I think Mom's kind of disappointed that it doesn't give more than it does, but yeah, there's some eggs. But puppies are really good. I like puppies. I'd like to have a puppy. Do you know puppies? Because you're like a mouse. Do you know other puppies?
Well, yeah. I mean, I used to have a cat as a best friend.
Oh, and my mom's allergic to cats, so we can't have a cat.
I can't really remember his name.
Right, okay. And at this point, they go, "Oh! I see it! And
pull my rapier out.
Yeah, good. You pull your rapier out, but as you kind of come across the side of the crossroads, you do indeed see sticking out of the ground with one of its wheels shattered, a wagon, and the other three of you from the other side. And I'll put you on the map now. You will see
the map.
The little crossroads section. There we go. The crossroads here, where there is indeed a wagon. Let's see, Meena, Neriad, and I think Proton's there, but I know he is not there right now.
He is.
As well as Matthias and Sally and Abigail. And on the other side here, Zaunder, Finn, and Gwen with the mother. And it's almost like simultaneously you all approach and you see this wagon. And the wagon is not alone. You do see there's a series of ropes attached to the wagon. And the ropes themselves seem to be moving down into a hole that's kind of underneath the back wheel. And from just a glance there, you think that maybe the wagon hit one of these cracks that was particularly deep, and all of these ropes are sort of falling through. And the ropes are being held currently by a couple people. And I will bring them to the surface here. And so as you approach, you see a wagon with a few people, and then both Abigail and Sally skipping ahead, as well as the woman whose name you don't know yet, pushing the cart forward and all heading towards the wagon, saying, we're here. Have they come back yet? Have they?
Do we notice the kids or no?
Right now, I think that it's sort of a weird angle on the crossroads. The rest of the road is like pretty thick and around other places, so you don't really see anything around the bend other than the wagon.
Okay. Finna gonna look to the woman and say, "Where are the horses? Are they're just gone?"
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that happened this morning. Let me go check. And she starts to move forward. And at this point, you hear Sally and Abigail go, we're back. We found it. We're back. And they start skipping forward a little bit further. And now she sees them. Oh, my girls. Oh, my girls. And she moves a little further forward as well. And at this point, you do notice two little girls being escorted by three strange folks from the northern side, and from the southwestern side, a mother with a stroller being escorted by three other strange folks along the way.
I'm really glad it turned out that we're not kidnappers, and this was a real threat, and these were real lost children. That could have been really bad.
We have found your spawn, Surface Filth. I demand recompense, as was promised.
Of course. Just give me a moment, girls. Come, girls. And she moves a little closer to them, in this direction here. And the two girls come running up. Oh, we're sorry, Mom. We're so sorry. As they embrace each other. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. As they embrace each other here in the intersection, and you hear from behind this sort of strained grunt. Oh God, this is heavy, as they sort of burlier man is trying to pull and tug on this rope, and another sort of smaller, younger girl is also pulling on a separate rope and being like, careful, careful. And as they start trying to tug these ropes from in beneath this dark place.
So
I'll run up and say, don't worry, I'll help you.
Very good. So Finnegan, who do you help? Do you help the girl, or do you help the
I'll go on the girl side.
Okay, very good. So you run over. That's the one on the top there. Yep.
I'll look at Finnegan and I guess go and help the dude.
Awesome. So you run up there and help the fella. That's the one that's on the left there. Very good.
Mm-hmm. Matthias would have obviously completely gone with the children, and when they went in for a hug, he would have gone in for a hug as well.
So the mother, she's still like clutching the stroller really tightly, and she's sort of hugging the kids around the side, and hugs the second kid around the side, and then like sees a third, and then she pauses for a second, kind of reels back. Who really are you there? What girls? Who is this? One of them says, he helped us.
Yeah, I did. The old Poppy's collar.
Another rat. This place is plagued.
I'll look around for a rat.
Zaunder takes the crossbow off his back.
And
he said, another rat.
And you guys start grabbing the ropes and tugging. And what's interesting is that as you grab these ropes, you feel like what must be the sweat from each of the people pulling it. Like they've been pulling it for hours. It is drenched and like kind of
gross.
Start pulling this rope forward, but it's almost making no progress. Like you pull a little and you think you're getting some gain, and then it sort of falls back again.
You said the wheel was all broken on it, was it?
Yeah, the wheel is missing, and there's 2 ropes attached to something. And as you sort of peer over down this hole, it's probably at least 60 or 70 feet down, and you can't really see what the ropes are attached to.
Also,
everyone
someone
else,
rat,
or?
right? So I don't think I can see Matthias, but I kind of like squeal a little bit and I'm like and like let go of the rope, and I'm like, where's the rat? Where is this? Where?
If he hears someone say rat, he pulls his rapier out and he's looking around. He's got his hand protecting the children, looking around for a rat.
Make a perception check, Matthias. And then, sorry, I want to get back to Meena. Were you hanging back? What were you doing?
6 total.
Neriad, people are afraid of me usually. Should I stay back here, or maybe turn into you or something?
Look, the mouse man, he hasn't been assaulted or anything yet. The dark one looks like he's about to shoot him, but I think they'll be okay if you just walk up and say hello.
But the little girls liked the mouse man. They didn't like me. They wouldn't let me give them a piggyback ride, and I don't want to get in any trouble.
Here's a plan. Make yourself look like an old woman, and we can go arm in arm down the road here, and then no one will know.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea. So then I cast Disguise Self on myself, making me look like an old woman. I'm 5'2", hunched over, and my quarterstaff, I'm leaning on it as a cane, and I have super long, wispy gray hair now.
Oh, lovely. Okay. So you guys walk arm in arm and get a little closer to everything that's going on. And indeed, you see the same sort of scene. And everyone seems a little, confused, but the main task here seems to be hauling this incredibly heavy object from the pit. So there's these glances over, sort of looking at you for a second, but then a heave and a ho. And then Gwen, I know you pulled your crossbow out. What's happening with you?
I didn't pull my I don't have a crossbow. Zaunder pulled his crossbow out.
Zaunder
I just dropped the ropes and probably ran around the cart to look. So I'm like kind of freaked out, grabbed like my short sword, and like just kind of standing there like, oh no.
Oh, just because I said there was a rat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And Matthias, you do sort of get the indication from your perception check that they're talking about you.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, that's all you get. You don't see anything. You sort of like can tell, like they're looking at you.
He's like, huh.
Like, why would they think I'm a rat?
I look back. I am not a rat.
I like go back because I was not expecting him to talk, and like, Vinny,
What is it? Is it a rat? Is it a big one? Hold on. I'll let go of the rope. Run over to Gwen around the side.
I don't know why you're upside down, Finnegan, but that's sort of fine.
It's my situation now. We live with it.
All right, you run back over to them, and then as you do that, one of the little girls says, "Oh, no, don't!" Oh, and the rope sort of like falls down a little bit, and all little progress that you made is like almost jerks her into the pit for a second, and then she sort of like stabilizes herself and tries to keep pulling up. Please, we need some help here. We're not going to get this damn wheel out if we don't get some help. The man says, "Oh, my arms are burning. They've been doing this all morning."
Around the corner, see Matthias go, oh, hi there, little fella.
and he kind of like step behind him.
Oh, he's fine. He's really cute. I run up, like tiptoe up and like hold a finger out.
I walk up, as you would. I'm like, how you do?
You guys are almost the same height, probably. Also, or
yeah,
like
half his height.
Yeah,
I gotta hold my hand up. Hold my hand up to shake his hand.
I've seen weirder.
And at this point, a sort of blue little ethereal hand sort of like runs up to your head, Finny, and sort of tousles your hair for a second and messes it up and then sort of flies back.
What?
I say to Finnegan telepathically, I'm like, I don't like it. Can we get away from the rat man, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna respond.
Step away from it, half man. You don't know where it's been.
I'm gonna respond. Yeah, hand is really weird. Let go, Matthias, and step back.
Also,
putting a
as a
hand
side
on
note,
the cart.
Are we still wanting to travel with Zaunder? Is that really something we're wanting to do? I think we should leave him behind.
All right, fine.
That's all telepathically. I'm just kind of like staring at him. I was like, oh no.
It's really good to meet
at
you.
each other in the middle of the road, just like.
We don't have to look at each other.
Oh, okay, good.
Just to be within 30 feet of me.
It's really good to meet you. I've been looking for a new best friend. The wizard and the giant are crazy.
The giant?
Backward, yeah, it's a wizard and
look
giant.
around.
You
Oh.
see an old man and
witch.
then a little old woman next to him.
Oh, now come on, dear. We're gonna go see what all the fuss is about down here.
I don't see a giant. Are you sure you aren't crazy?
It might just be because he's small, so he thinks that people get bigger than him.
Yeah, everything's a giant to a small one.
Also, please stop talking. Rodents are not supposed to talk.
And it's at this point you sort of hear a rumble in the distance. And it sort of sounds like thunder is moving on, and the clouds do start to sort of swirl about, almost as if the storm that has been not even near the area is coming through pretty rapidly towards all of you.
Oh, excellent. It's going to storm.
Oh shit, it's got a storm. Everyone, let's get this cart out of here.
Go over to the rope and start pulling again.
Oh God, thank you so much! And you grab the rope from the man.
The man.
I go and help my new best friend.
Is the the cart like stuck in the hole? Is that the issue?
It's sort of like collapsed where it's leaning in one direction and there's just the spoke of the wagon wheel poking out, and then the wheel itself, the part of the axle and the actual wheel is completely gone.
And that's what they're pulling? They're pulling on the cart? Or
They're pulling on ropes that are going down the hole that's like right next to where the wheel is kind of falling.
Oh, I understand.
How deep is the hole? Is there any way I could help like lever the wheel out with with my crowbar?
It is pretty deep. You imagine sort of with your dark vision, as you look down the hole, it does get dark, and your eyes for the first time in a while start to feel a little more comfortable as you peer through. And as you look down, you see the ropes kind of dwindling in this sort of gray scale from your vision. But they are hooked to something down there that's a little imperceptible. Like you don't see a wheel coming forward. It's almost like it's stuck on something or it's lodged somewhere strangely. And as thunder sort of rumbles in the distance, the man says, "Wait, please pull harder, come on."
Oh, I'll have a look, and I'll go down. I'll just grab on the rope and slide down it.
You start to slide down the rope. Okay. Anyone else have something? Go ahead and move your token over there.
I'll just go back to helping, I guess.
Where's the hole here?
It's right under the cart.
Right under the cart. So you've got, I think, Finn and Matthias helping the man. Mm-hmm. And then Gwen.
Is there anything to leverage the rope on? Like, is there like a rock nearby that we could like pull the rope around and kind of?
The ropes are already sort of tethered to trees that are nearby.
Okay.
So the rope doesn't go like slack or taut. But you do notice that it doesn't seem much progress is made. Like you would expect sort of a big coil of rope where they've been lifting it up. It's almost taut. There's like a little bit of slack, but it's nothing.
So I don't see a wheel down there at all.
And it's at that point that I need everyone to make a strength, everyone touching the ropes and Zaunder to make a strength saving throw.
What if I've gone down the rope? I'm on the rope going down.
You can make a dexterity saving throw.
Acrobatics or dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw.
It's the same anyway.
Yeah.
Oh. You're strong, dear. Why don't you pull as well?
It was a 19
kind of
rolled off
towards
me. 9 total.
9 total, okay.
It's a natural 1.
All right, good.
Wait, you can reroll ones. You're halfling.
There you go. Yeah, halfling luck. There you go.
I'm the greatest ever. Natural 20.
Wow, that was what a change. What a bit of luck that was.
Mine was a 12.
12 total. Okay. Everyone less. Was that everyone that made a roll? Let's see. Zaunder, did you make your roll? Being close to the hole.
Yeah, I got a 14.
14. Okay, everyone that was under 10, suddenly those ropes aren't ropes anymore. You see these long, sort of brownish tethered ropes turn to green, silvery, slimy kind of arms, and they whip forward and grab you. And let's see, who rolled under 10?
I did, but I'm on the rope.
But you're
in
on
the hole.
rope, and suddenly that rope just sort of like severs from the tree and snaps you forward and grabs you in the air, and you are held taut. The others of you see these ropes kind of go slack, and you manage to drop them just in time as the ropes kind of fall to the side. And as you look to your left and look to your right, the form of the man and the form of the young woman start to melt. As the rain comes down across their faces, they start to peel away, and you see a silvery, slimy, oozy skin emerge from them, and a weird smile falling across their face. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, why can't it ever be real people?
Do the children look like they're melting as well?
We'll get to that in a second.
Right.
No, my best friends.
Grendy
oh
total.
shit, are we rolling? I don't have any of my stats in Roll20.
You can roll it through your D&D Beyond sheet if you have the Google Chrome extension.
I don't.
Oh no. Okay, tell me what
are
you're
we
rolling.
not rolling
I
our,
rolled a 15. Or the 15 is my initiative.
No big deal. I will just make a note of it here, and everyone can kind of remember this order. Okay, so we had Finn with an 18. We have Matthias with a 13. We've got Meena with a 12. What are the other rolls?
You have Neriad with a 5.
Neriad has a good old 5. Very good. Zaunder?
With a 20.
With a 20.
Wow,
Very nice.
okay.
Super fast on the draw.
Check you out, Billy.
What's
Big
going
Bollocks.
on?
All right, and then that leaves Gwen. What'd you get?
15.
15 for Gwen.
15.
And let's see how.
15.
Oh, that's a 15.
Oh, poor little friends. Okay.
Oh no, we're little halfling people.
All
It's
right,
okay,
there's
they're
that
creepy.
one.
You dare.
And
You
there's-
turn those halfling children into something. I won't sleep tonight.
Do
All
it.
right.
Now you have to. That was a-
Zaunder, as you peer into the hole and this like weird slimy tether starts to wrap and tries to get you, you roll out of the way with your crossbow already ready. What do? And you see these melting forms in front of you.
All right.
And at this point, I will show you a bit more of what they look like on the token layer.
I knew you couldn't trust surfacers. Now, with the storm rolling in, is it overcast enough that we're not in direct sunlight?
Yes, it is. Absolutely, yeah. Good
Okay.
call. Not in direct
All right.
sunlight right now.
Wow.
Christ.
All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and fire a crossbow bolt at one of these melting people.
Awesome. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Which one are you aiming at? The one thing that you see is that the one that was a man looks a little bigger than the other one.
Then
Right.
I'll shoot at that one.
Okay, you shoot at the big one. Very good.
I want to prove how cool I am. Yeah.
Why does the cart keep moving on?
Because I can't
Trying to
grab the
select the
tokens
icons.
that I need to grab. There we go. Okay.
They were there all along.
That is only a 10.
10 unfortunately misses. You are so shocked by what's happening. You knock that bolt forward and it just sort of soars and plunges into a tree in the distance. Anything else in your turn?
Um,
And Zaunder, you're a little closer to the hole because you were peering into it. I'm going to move you there.
hell. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna action surge and try again.
All right, with that action surge pulsing through your body, all that tension, make another firebolt or another crossbolt shot.
All right. And that is a 20 this time.
20 sinks, and so this oozy figure, the last little smile on the face of the man that was holding the rope, starts to slide away. But this time the crossbolt is pure and sticks him right where his neck would have been. Roll damage.
All right. That is 14.
14. Wow, nice shot. It
Very
is
nice.
true strike as that bolt sticks in, and it's kind of interesting. It sort of like absorbs through it, but it like takes a little bit of that ooze with it as it sprays it into the distance away from you. Anything else in your turn? Any movement?
Move away from them and away from the hole.
All right, very good. So go ahead and make your 30 feet of movement, 5 foot per square there. It is rough terrain, though, if you move in the actual trees. So you only get half movement in the trees themselves, but the road is regular.
All right. I guess I'll move for the road.
All right, so that'll cost you 10 feet for that first square, and then after that point, you got 20 feet left. And Finnegan, you will be up as he sort of flees away.
Right.
My turn?
Yes.
You want to just go now? Okay, cool. I didn't know if you wanted to wait for him to go first.
As he moves there forward, you can go ahead and take your turn.
Great. Awesome. Finnegan's mouth drops. It's, liar! My hand goes to my sort of sternum and grabs at my clothes. And I throw my other hand out and I shout. I think with liar, I go, liar! I'm going to cast Bane on 2 of these.
Ooh, all right. So which 2 are you targeting?
There's only 2 of them, yeah?
Right now there's... Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Right now there's only 2 of them.
I've tricked you. So on these 2.
The 2 that you see. Very good. All right. So they get some saves. Yes, wisdom saves, I think.
That's a charisma saving throw. That's a 13 to beat.
All right. The bigger one succeeds. The little one fails.
Nice.
Just quickly, Meena and James cameras off.
All right.
Lovely.
Oh, and Faye. Sorry, everyone off again. Yeah, and Faye. That's it.
Way to break everything.
Faye back on.
I'm sorry.
Meena, and then Finn.
Wait, hold on. Meena turned on before me.
Oh yeah, Meena off. Yeah, Meena off. Faye, Meena, Finn.
No, if my
That's it.
There we go.
Background.
No, background doesn't stay, unfortunately.
Great.
I
So
know,
that
it's
one.
So
So that the smaller one is baned.
Yes, the smaller one has successfully been baned.
Great. That is a D4 to pretty much everything they ever want to do ever.
Mm-hmm.
Subtract, and I'm just gonna sidestep and get in between the bigger one and Gwen.
Very good. All right. Anything else in your turn, Finn?
That's it.
That's it. It is now Gwen's turn.
So Finn's engaged with the big one, right?
That's correct. As well, Matthias it's a special situation, but sort of engaged with it as well.
Okay, I'll kind of... How many feet is that? Oh, no. Yeah, I can do that. I will run over here and, I guess just, swing at it. I'm like, motherfucker. As I swing at it with my short sword.
Language.
Which is a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And I'll do sneak attack.
Definitely sneak attack damage.
Is 10 damage. And then, so I'll swing through with my, actually, she's left-handed. So I'll swing through with my left hand and then kind of duck down and go as a bonus action and just kind of try and punch it in the thigh, I guess.
Punch the jelly.
So that short sword comes in true, and as you strike through it, it's like, oh, it's weird. It's like going through jelly for a second, and then it pops out the other side, and you shake off the slime ooze and just try to punch it where its face was.
And that is a, what is my bonus? I think it's a 19 to hit.
It's plenty. Yeah, absolutely hits.
And that is another 6 damage.
Another 6 damage. Very good. All right, so you pummel this, and as your fist this time sinks into it, it's like that weird, cartoons where you see a fist kind of go boom and then pull right back out. It sort of ripples through the entire creature as you strike it, but you feel that your knuckles covered in that goo, and that you sort of shake it off for a second. Anything else in your turn?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Matthias, you are unfortunately grappled by this creature as you see this little rat person inside of the hole itself whip up as one of these oozy kind of things pulls through. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, wisdom saving throw.
That's not good.
8.
8. Matthias, what is the worst memory you ever remember in your life?
I think memory-wise, just knowing he was alone in the gutters.
Yes, and this moment of being alone, of being hungry, of no one caring about you, of wondering if you had any kind of purpose, flashes through your mind as this surge of pain and fear hits you all at the same time. You suffer 4 points of psychic damage.
Ow.
And that memory of you being alone, of being afraid, poof, flashes in front of you and is gone. The memory completely eaten from your mind.
Okay.
Then
so he did you a favor.
Go ahead and make a another dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Oh, for God's sake, 9.
9. Unfortunately, you try to wriggle away from this kind of slimy thing, and you grab the ground and you start to grab and think you've got it, and then it just whips you back into the air and starts to pull you under. And that, unfortunately, is all you can do on this particular turn.
Okay.
Meena, it's your turn.
Neriad, I think we need to go save Matthias. I'm gonna go help, and I'm gonna change into a. What do I want to change into? I should have actually planned that. I'm gonna change into a giant hyena.
Ooh, and so the little old lady in front of everyone. How do you cast the wild shape? What do you do?
My druidic focus is my bracelet, so that starts to glow, and I raise it up to the sky. And as I raise it up to the sky, like moons and stars seem to come down over my body and transform me into a giant hyena.
Absolutely. And so you see the form of this little old woman suddenly morph and shrink and become feral as a hyena emerges in front of you. Finnegan, make a perception check.
All right.
But as you're doing that, Meena, what would you like?
That's really good.
So I wild shaped using my bonus action.
Uh-huh.
So I am going to. What is my? That's a good speed. All right, so I'm gonna run over to. Where am I? This one, and I'm gonna bite it.
Very good. And as you do that, as you start to move away, you do feel a slimy claw try to plunge into your back. As you turn around, that little girl has melted once again in the rain.
No!
Oozy, slippery form has emerged in front of her. Does a 9 hit?
Yes. No, it doesn't.
9. Unfortunately, so that slimy ooze kind of scratches at your fur but does not pierce the hyena hide, as both the little girls have indeed shrunk into slimy forms. But
so we were right about the sketchy children.
Never trust forest twins with no parental guidance. That's what I always say.
Forest twins. It's amazing.
That's a 22 on my perception as well.
22. You do see
Do I recognize
the very
it?
familiar moon of Selyun blessing this hyena as it emerges forward.
Okay.
All right. So, Meena, back to
question.
you. Would you like to make an attack roll?
Yes. I rolled it in roll 20.
Okay. 8 unfortunately does not hit. You try to bite and chomp at this thing, but it's almost like your teeth itself try to tear through the slime, and it tastes so bad you can't just like make that bite happen.
I have a
Anything
question.
else on your turn? Yes. Question.
Did the wanted posters, or not the wanted posters, the missing persons posters have any description of the people on them, like what they physically looked like?
The one that's had about a description of a young family did mention that they were just 2 little girls, an older girl, a mother and a father. Yeah, but other than that, that's about all you know. Take a point of inspiration for, figuring out a mystery. Based on some fun information there. Very good. All right. Anything else on your turn, Meena?
No.
All right. It is now... some of these little slimy things turn. And so the first one will move over toward you, Meena, the one that took a swipe at you.
Watch out, it's coming for you.
Make an attack.
Is that one's the female, the woman, right? So she gets a minus D4?
That is correct. Yep, that's the woman, and it wouldn't hit anyway. It was only an 8 to hit. So a little big kind of lump of slime merges and tries to crash at you, but you dodge out of the way in your little hyena shape. This one's going to run at you, Neriad, as the big blobby form and a big slimy claw tries to slash. You're rolling so poorly. That's only a 7.
Miss. In that case,
Miss. I can't hit the wizard of all things. Let's see. They do seem to be moving pretty darn slowly, so I'm not sure this one has any other choice but to also go for you, Neriad, and you sort of see this lumbering form moving in your direction, and it will take another swipe. This one, oh my god, I rolled a 5 plus 3 is 8 to hit. I'm
good.
You little level 2 lucky POSs.
I'm just like kicking at them with my feet as they're coming in closer to me. So I just have my foot extended, like pushing them away.
Yeah, and it is just enough. They do not seem particularly coordinated. But
Get away, you creepy twins! Get out of here! Go back to your forest holes.
And finally you see the form of the concerned mother shrieking, oh no, what, my babies, as she laughs and also melts and turns into one of these slimy oozes.
Kill me now.
I can't freaking get around this cart. That's something to learn for later. Okay, so now we see this particular ooze emerge forward, and it will try to get to you, Finnegan. Let's see if it can get there. Draw a snap to center. 20. Nope, can't quite get there. So it will just pass its turn, lumbering towards you, slowly and surely, trying to finish you off or get to you and make a swipe. Gets to right here. Okay. It is now whose turn? It is now Neriad's turn.
Oh, good old number 5 down here at the bottom of the list. Okay, so Neriad will cast Mage Armor on himself, and how he does this is he presses his hands together, and this electrical current starts forming around his hands, and he separates his hands into bands of electricity connected by his fingers, and he just wraps them around his own body, and they start circling him and encompassing him in electricity. When he does this, gusts of wind and energy form around him and fling him 10 feet. I'm going to go back over here. No attack of opportunity. He just like kind of lands on his kind of in a bit of a pose, surrounded by electricity.
That's
Cool.
That's your turn. All right. And now the bigger slime creature, it looks around at you, and unfortunately Gwen, being the one that hurt it the most, it will reach forward and try to slap you. I can't believe how bad I'm rolling. That is a 9 to hit.
Nice try, bitch.
I love this. This is the best.
But I also need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Wisdom save. Where are my stats? There. Okay. Oh, that was almost real bad. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, and you feel your whole body and almost some of these like worst things you've ever thought of try to flash in your mind, and you shake it off for a second, and it's unable to eat your memories. It is now back to the top of the order. Zaunder, your turn.
All right, so Zaunder reloads his crossbow and quickly turns, aiming it at Neriad for a moment, as if he thinks he's a monster. Then he squints at him, realizes his mistake, and very slowly shifts his aim to the nearest slime, keeping a suspicious eye on Neriad.
This one right
No
here.
monster would wear a hat that silly.
Yeah, that one right there.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right. That is going to be an 18.
18 hits. Yeah, the crossbow bolt sinks in true and almost pins this little slimy thing to the ground. Roll damage.
All right. That is going to be 8 damage.
8 damage. Nice chunk of slime goo spurts across the ground as this creature wobbles a little more and forms its more like giant gelatin form. Anything else, Zaunder?
No, not for the moment.
Feel good about that position. All right, Finnegan, you're up.
So these slime things, are they green? Are we fighting Nickelodeon slime? Is that what we're fighting right now?
You know, the tokens are a little much. They're more silvery green, but yeah, there is a greenish tone to them for sure.
Okay, great. We're fighting giant boogers then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finn will turn in place at the smaller one. And say, "What? You're also a liar!" I grab my mace and sort of, like a wand almost, like wave it in the air, the silver mace, and then point it at them. And from it, like as he spins it, the silver light starts to build up in it and shoot a sacred flame at this thing.
Oh, very nice. It will make its saving throw.
It's
I have
13.
This is the worst rolls in my life. That's only a 4, so it takes full damage.
Nice. That's a D8 of radiant damage.
You have to keep that dice, Zach. That's that's the DM's dice from now on.
That's 5 points of radiant damage.
This die right here sucks. 5 points of radiant damage as this little creature suddenly has a holy kind of radiant warmth burst from out of its chest, ? And suddenly like reforms around it, shaken and kind of thinner than it once used to be. Anything else, Finn?
No, turn back towards the bigger one and hold up their small like buckler.
All right. Let's see. Gwen, it's your turn.
Everything sucks. I don't like these things. I guess I'll just attack the same one.
Okay.
Who's it facing currently? Is it facing me or?
Yes, it is face. I mean, it doesn't really have a face, but it is like seemingly more toward you than the other three around it.
Can I jump on it and stab it in the head?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead and just make an acrobatics check just to see how well this works.
Oh, good.
Does
Oh,
the
good.
slime have a head?
In the top of its body, I don't know.
Sure.
It's ocular protrusion.
Acrobatics, that's a 13.
13. Okay, yeah. So as you leap forward, you try to land on it, and you're going to get the attack that you want, but instead of grabbing onto it, you sort of just like slide through it, like you're in this weird kind of you know those haunted houses that have those weird pads, and you want to walk through them or whatever, and they're like pushing
It's like you're playing in a big cow pat.
Oh,
feeling.
God.
It's also kind of wet, is what you feel.
Did I just get Nickelodeon slime?
Yeah, basically you did.
Gagged.
Make that attack roll as you do.
Gagged, yeah.
My attack roll. I was like, I already rolled. I didn't roll for attack. That is a 14 to hit.
14 just hits. Yep.
Nice. So that's that. Plus another. That's that. It's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Ooh, yeah, another big chunk.
And then I
slime.
guess as I'm sliding down, I'm like, ew, and kind of like just kick it in the
Absolutely. Yep.
or something.
As you try to get back in position and you kick backwards, what do you get?
Ooh, that's good. 21.
21 hits.
And that is another. Oh, max damage. 8 damage.
8 damage. Wow. He is like the whole body seems to kind of be dwindling a little bit. The slime maybe a little more translucent as it tries to keep its form together, but it's almost pulsating and moving about just a little more frantically than normal. Is that anything else, Gwen?
No, I'm just kind of like shaking off and being like, this is disgusting, and I'm mad.
All right, Matthias, go ahead and make another dexterity saving throw.
Well, he's like in a situation where he's it's not good, not good. Can I pull a dagger out while grappled and stab the thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can make it this time. He's not going to try to eat your memories this round, so you're going to be able to make an attack. But first, make that dex saving
So obviously,
throw.
I'm still okay, dex saving throw. 13 plus 6 is 19.
That'll do it. And so you do manage to grab a nearby branch, and as it tries to whip you through, it sort of doesn't know how small you are, and just like you pull away from it, and this whipping thing's away, but you can stab it as it goes by.
I'd stab it with my dagger, obviously. And I suppose I would be flanked. Oh, well, sneak attack, if I got it.
Yeah, it's definitely sneak attacking.
19. And that is a dagger. So that is... Oh, bollocks. 5. It's still 10 damage.
10 damage. Well done. And so that will... oh, nope, it's still barely there. Okay, 10 damage as that dagger sinks into it, as it rips through and sprays. And some of the green ooze does slide towards your way, Finnegan. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Just quickly, am I hanging like on the roots in this hole or something?
Yeah, you're sort of like, it's not right quite up in the tree, but you're hanging sort of by the branches here and reached out and stabbed it, and now pull yourself back to the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, it flung you out. You're like in the forest right now, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 wisdom. No, sorry. It's not plus 6.
Oh, no, sorry,
6.
that wasn't for you, Matthias. This wisdom saving throw was for Finnegan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you've caught me off guard. Wisdom
You got
saving
splashed
throw.
by the gack.
Let's do it.
This like weird strand seems to be not necessarily connected to any of the other oozes that you see around you. It seems to be coming from the depths itself.
That's an 11.
11. Finnegan, what's the worst, most painful memory in your life?
Yikes!
Oh, it's not the worst. Just have a hard time to pick one. A worst one that comes up. I'd say we were Gwen and I were hiding in some place, and I was talking to some guards, and they shot me. They shot me real good.
Ooh, and funny enough, as you sort of remember that most painful moment with those bolts piercing you and feeling like, your entire body was shaken and bloody, that memory goes poof, and you do not remember this anymore, Finnegan. It's gone.
With
And
my
you also suffer 2 points of psychic damage while this happens. And sorry, what, Matthias, what's up?
With my bonus action, obviously I'm hanging off these vines. Can I sort of skirt behind it and hide? Obviously,
absolutely
use them to hide.
Yeah.
So stealth. Ooh, 27.
27. Yeah, you feel like that it stopped watching you or holding on to you, and now you're almost like a little moment of quiet, the eye of the storm, as the literal storm still starts to rain upon everyone that's around. All right, Meena, you're up.
So this one's still slightly there.
That's correct.
Are you still a high Meena? I stole that off someone in chat. Thank you very much.
Wow, thanks, chat.
Very good, chat.
Thank
Nice
you,
work.
chat. Inspiration to chat.
That someone was me.
So I am going to growl and then lunge forward and bite at that slimy nastiness.
The larger slimy thing. And 21 hits for 6 piercing damage. And so how do you finish this thing off?
Yeah.
Well, it's disgusting and slimy, so I take a huge bite and it explodes in my mouth, and then I spit it down the hole.
Oh, nice. And so the slime itself kind of bursts almost like a balloon, and it sort of ichor sort of flies everywhere, and you just like get a little in your hyena mouth that's glowing silvery green, and you right down into the hole that's around you. Very nice.
And then because I killed it, I am going to rampage. To move and turn myself and attack this one with another bite attack.
Nice. Make that attack roll.
Holy crap.
Unfortunately, you were so excited that that you try to make an attack, but you start to slip a bit in the hole, forgetting that it was there, and your bite, you don't fall down the hole, but your bite is not quite enough to sink into it. Woo!
I dodged the rubble that's coming down upon my head.
And now it is the little slime's turn. All right, so that one on you, Meena. It will like lunge up and try to strike at you. Ooh, finally I rolled well.
That's a D4 minus, remember?
Yes, I do. Let's see if that affects anything.
And I succeeded in my concentration check. So
18 to hit, Meena.
That hits.
That hits. All right, you suffer 2 points of bludgeoning damage. And what is the worst memory that Meena has?
Recent or ever?
Just something that would pop into her brain as being truly awful.
So when she was traveling one of the towns that she was in, she walked up as a furbolg form and basically got chased out with burning torches and people wielding axes running after her.
And as that terrifying sight of the flame from the torches sort of purges in your mind and it hurts your brain, you suffer 1 point of psychic damage, and that memory, poof, is gone forever. The next slime will move toward you, Zaunder. We'll make a lunging attack at you. Nope. Back to rolling shitty. Does a 5 hit? I'm guessing.
No, it doesn't hit.
All right. The next one will move towards you, Neriad, and make a big lunging attack. Does a 13 hit?
It would have if I didn't just cast Mage Armor.
Darn Mage Armor. And so as this one lunges right towards your throat and almost chokes you out, the Mage Arcane Flash just like shimmers across and protects you from being hit. And then finally, this one, not the wagon, the ooze. Nope, can't make that happen again. All right, we're going to have to figure that one out later.
Background layer.
This one does slam at you, Finn, again, and raises up and tries to just like slap you right across the face. Man, does an 11 hit?
It does not.
Man, these poor little spawns are not doing it right now.
So batted away with my buckler.
It misses you completely. All right, Neriad, your turn.
All right. Neriad's got to get this little thing away from him as much as he can here. So I think I'm just going to hold my hand out in front of me directly and go,
"Oh, I just learned this one. I hope it works. Oh, guide me, AO, please."
Magic Missile. And I will cast Magic Missile.
All right, Magic Missile.
Yep. As I do, right before that bursts from my hands, I fly 10 feet backwards again into the forest.
Yeah, you sort of like hit some branches and stuff. Thankfully, it doesn't quite scrape across your mage armor, but you are in the thick of the forest now as these like arcane little siphons start to spew from your hands.
All right, so 3d4. Oh, that's good. I got a 4, a 1, and a 1. That's always nice. 6,
6 damage, all aimed at the same thing?
9 total.
9 total damage. Very nice.
Yeah, they all hit the same target. So they extend out at the same time and hit the target at the exact same time. Just
They weave away for a second and then boom, sort of strike this slimy form as there's a spew and a spew and a spew in one direction or another. It holds its form together, but it is much thinner and much less hearty than it was before.
I've probably gone prone in the forest.
Okay,
Just
yep.
thrown backwards and just whoosh into a bush.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you hit the ground, that smell of sulfur is really hitting your nose now. It starts to stitch even more. Back to the top of the initiative order, Zaunder.
All right. Shit. Okay, so if I try to get away from this thing, it's gonna get an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah, that by the rules of D&D, it shall.
Yeah,
D&D.
Okay.
Slam stab to the ground.
rules.
I'm gonna go for it anyway because my only melee weapons are hand axes, and no, that's not happening.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll try and get away from it into the woods.
All right. Into the woods goes Zaunder now.
I was going to do that, but my mic was muted.
Haha, too quick for you.
What?
So that cost you, it's half movement in the thick of the woods here.
Okay. So I can get him like 15 feet over here?
Yep, absolutely. That'll work. And it will try to make a lash
Right
at
there.
you. Does a 16 hit?
Oh, it does though.
So unfortunately you managed to duck away into the woods, but the slime is a little too savvy and it reaches across your heels and you feel your entire calf muscle contract as you suffer 2 points of bludgeoning damage. And Zaunder, what's the worst memory you can remember?
So you know how Zaunder has terrible scars on his face?
Was it last night?
That would be him.
I mean,
No, he already doesn't remember that. No, it would be him being cornered in the Underdark and having his face clawed by an ettercap.
Ooh, yikes. But thankfully, Zaunder, that terrible memory hurts your head, and as you suffer 2 points of psychic damage, relief as it poofs from your brain.
Wow.
Gone. But now you are away from the ooze. You can make an attack with that crossbow.
Yes, I can. Let's do it. All right. That is 15.
15 hits.
Okay.
Roll damage.
All right. And that's going to be 12 damage.
Wow, 12 damage. How do you finish
Oh
this
my-
thing off?
Okay. All right. It kind of gets at his heels. His head feels fuzzy, and then as it's chasing him, he kind of like goes around a tree, like anchors the stirrup of his crossbow against a branch as he loads it, and then kind of rounds the tree, comes up behind it, and shoots it point blank.
Yeah, and as you can kind of see this weird sort of swallowing motion, almost if it's like eating something but not really sure what it is. It's like making a big gulp as your crossbow bolt pierces it, and this sort of like puff of oozy smoke kind of goes out of it, and it spurts away and is dead. Yuck. All right. Now that brings it to Finnegan's turn. Unless, Zaunder, you have anything else?
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right, Finnegan, you're up.
Great. I'll sort of spinning away from the big one as he like disperses around on the mother slime, mama slime, and bring my mace right into her. Bring her mace right into her face.
Make that attack roll.
Great. Nice. I love these. This is fun.
Now, just to be clear, are you moving away from this slime to get to her?
This one right here.
Oh, you're hitting that one. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
All
that's the mom, right?
That's the mama
yeah,
one.
that's that previously was the mother. Yes.
Okay. So not,
But it does seem to be the same size as the others. The only
That's
one that is bigger is now dead.
13 to hit.
13 just hits. Yep.
Nice. Says the D6 plus 2. That is, hey, that's a 7.
7 damage. Wow. Okay.
7
which one?
bludgeoning.
That's this one here. Ooh, it is now like very thin. It's just like wavering and wobbling in front of you, barely holding it together, but it's still alive.
Finn like spins and like the mace goes through it and hits into the wagon probably, and oh crap, pull it free.
Yeah, as you hit the wagon, it does seem to be legitimate. Everything else around you turned to slime, but the wagon, you do hear that like a familiar splintering of wood and that you heard yesterday.
That's good news.
Breaking those windows. All right, anything else, Finn?
No, I'm gonna stay right here.
All right, Gwen, you're up.
Well, my dear sweet brother is being attacked. So
that he is.
Help, I'm in danger.
I'm just a poor soul halfling. I'm gonna run up and I was gonna no. Okay, yeah, I'll just run up and slash at it with my sword.
Make an attack roll.
Ooh, that's not gonna hit. That's a 9.
Definitely, yeah, you're a little too attacked by your brother being hit, and so you miss.
Because that misses, I'm gonna like kind of squat down and see if I can like sweep his legs out from under him, just like kick and try and pull him from under as like my unarmed strike.
Absolutely, creature doesn't really have legs, but there are these like weird little strands, and you now
held up
notice
by something.
yeah, and you now notice that it sort of clicks in your head. The little girl's ponytail that was dragging the ground, the mother's cart that was pushing along, the ropes themselves. These are tethered to something that seems to link down into the cracks of the earth underneath the wagon itself.
Oh no, something's gonna come out of that shit.
Yeah, they
Fuck
were
me,
poisoned.
it's fine. That's gonna hit. That's a 19 to hit.
19 hits, yeah.
And that's 8 points of damage.
8 point. How do you finish this one off?
So I'll sweep the legs out from under it and just bring my short sword down and kind of turn it, like once it's in there.
Nice, yeah. So it's sort of like you kick out and it's sort of like hovering in the air, and you just sort of like baseball bat, I think, swing through it, and this sort of big clump of green silvery goop just flies into the trees and is dissipated.
Stop splattering me with stuff, Gwen.
All right, Matthias, you're up at the same time as this weird sort of strand still flopping around from the hole itself.
Okay. So obviously my character's not really positioned right on the actual map anyway, but where's the hole is under the cart?
Under the cart, yes.
Is any of it showing that I would
around
literally
here.
come jumping out, or is it completely under the cart?
Say that one more time.
So if I was to come up and jump out, I'd hit my head on the cart, or would I be small enough to jump out and...
I think you're small enough to jump out. Yeah, there's definitely some empty purchase around it. Absolutely.
He would obviously put his dagger in his mouth and literally, because obviously he's stealthed, would use how deep am I? 5 foot in?
Yeah, that's probably pretty good. You see the trees and roots that you would hit under and behind as you jump through. So
I will come up, and it'll almost be like it'll come up and I'm like, ha ha! Literally like back, like somersault, like as a little mouse might do. Land behind Meena, and attack the one. Meena. So
absolutely, and from your hidden position, you get advantage on that attack.
Oh, is that okay? Cool. Thank you, everyone, for actually teaching me how to play rogue.
You're welcome.
Thank God I had advantage.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
19.
19 hits.
And that is... Oh, sorry, I was going to pull my rapier out and do that. Is that okay, or should I just do it with my dagger? I'll do it with my dagger, because I didn't mention
Let's do it with the dagger, yeah. I like that flavor of it being in your... Like, flavor. It's being in your mouth.
Bad. It's 8, 12 damage.
12 damage. Oh, you take a big chunk out of this little oozy thing in front of you. But unfortunately, Matthias, as it sort of, as you stab this ooze, that little strand of thing emerges forward. And let's see. This time it's going to reach out and try to grab you, Gwen. You're just in range of it. And so you're shooting forth from the dark pit. Make a, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
From the dark pit? That's the name of my new metal band. Dexterity saving throw, you say?
Yes.
Oh, that's cocked.
That's the name of my new metal band.
That is a 22.
Wow, yeah, unfortunately, unfortunate for the goopy strand, as it tries to reach toward you after finishing off its rim with a baseball bat, you almost just naturally, like, duck, and you see this big silvery thing swipe past your head, just in time to avoid it. All right, Meena, your turn.
Sorry, to finish off my action.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Matthias, do you have anything else? Yeah.
Just confirm, so I can move away because I've got cunning, yeah?
It takes a bonus action. You can move.
Oh, right, okay, so I wouldn't be able to stealth. I will move away from it with the rest of my movement, so I will take the reaction to give you disadvantage for the attack of opportunity.
No, you just step away. I think you can take a bonus action and you can just move away.
No, I want to use my movement because I want to use my bonus action to stealth.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Gotcha.
So disadvantage on the swipe. It's not gonna hit. It's just terrible rolls.
What's D4? Minus D4 on that one.
Yeah, it's like a -6.
And then I will stealth. Stealth is 26.
It would have been
time.
a 0 to hit. 26. Yeah. So you duck under the cart, and this little purchase for you, this little like lofty thing right around the hole, it's like perfectly mousefolk sized as you duck inside and feel that you're pretty well hidden.
Okay.
All right. Now it is your turn, Meena.
Yeah. So I am going to just growling and yipping, attack and bite the thing directly in front of me, and that is a 20 to hit.
Naturally hits, absolutely. Get in there with those hyena teeth.
8 plus 3, 11.
How do you finish this thing off?
The same way I finished the last one. So I take a massive bite and it explodes in my mouth, and I just like spat all over it, and then I'm going to cackling move over to this one and attempt to bite this one.
Rampage hyena. Make another attack.
And that's a 2.
You get so excited by killing these things, you start laughing and you forget to attack it. I think it's just like you get there and you're like, oh, and by the time you're trying to hit it, it's already moved past the time it would take for you to do that. And it will, looking at you and seeing that it's back against the corner, try to reach forward and swipe at you one more time. Oh, does a 11
D4.
Oh, that one's faint. Oh, yikes. Does a 7 hit?
No, it does not.
It's going to try to slither back into the hole, and so you will get both you and Matthias.
That's what she said.
Attack of opportunities if you'd like them.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, I dropped that one, but I'll take it. It's armor class 11. Missed.
Miss for that one. Would you like to bite at it, Meena?
Oh, yeah. 19.
19 hits.
Oh, I get advantage. I'm stealthed.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, go ahead and take that with advantage. Both
15,
of you at the same time
21.
will be able to finish this one off. How do you do it together?
21. So, oh god, that's high damage a lot.
Yeah. Working together, this thing spews away. How does it happen?
As it's trying to slide into the hole, I'll just hold out my dagger and let it run through it. So all you see is this tiny little it's like a pocket knife to anyone else, and he'll just slip it out from his hiding place and let it sort of like slide into it. That's what he'd do.
It's like a paper shredder.
And Meena, what did you do to it?
I'm gonna bite onto whatever I can bite onto, and then start like ripping my head back and forth, so that way I'm like moving the slime body over, like back and forth over Matthias's dagger.
You see this sort of like goopy, sort of Ghostbusters-esque slime thing leap into the air, but unfortunately it leaps right onto a dagger as another hyena rips it apart in the air, and a burst of green and silvery spew happens everywhere.
I think I made a mistake.
Also dead. You made a mistake?
I made a mistake. I added sneak attack damage as well there, even though it was high damage anyway.
It was so dead, so you're fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got sneak there, would I? Because I'd already had it in that round.
No. Yeah, on that one, no.
Yes.
But that's okay.
Sorry,
and combat is over, and this seems like a pretty good time for us to take a break. So, Act 1 of Party Foul. Let's go to a break here.
That's disgusting.
God, so
Whether
much
our
hype.
party will indeed come back together.
Yeah,
All right.
I just want to say a quick thank you to
guys.
everyone that has, because we've had so many people that have joined, so many bits, so
Awesome.
many subs. Thank
Many
you
subs, holy
massively.
crap.
Thank you. We'll be back in like
Please
10
don't
minutes.
go anywhere. We'll be back in 10. Thank you.
10 minutes. All right.
See you, everyone.
Is that a 1?
Back at you
Our
here.
new one.
Here on Party Foul, as our little team of maybe separate teams of misfits have indeed slaughtered the slimy trap that was laid for them here at the crossroads between Port Zane and the Half Mounds. As the rain falls around you and you dart back and forth wondering who is real and who isn't real, you start to move toward the cart itself and see that the threat, at least for now, seems to have tempered. The slimy strand reaching from the dark hole having recessed back and is not rearing forth quite so much anymore. One real rope strand does dangle from one of the trees leading down into the dark pit below. What do you do?
I think Neriad crawls out from this bush first and back onto the road, on his hands and knees, probably in the mud.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little muddy
yeah.
around here especially, yeah.
And he just kind of like stands up after a while, looking around and assessing the chaos.
I stand in the rain and kind of let it wash away the slime that's all over me.
It is not subtle. Anyone that's been hit by these things or near these things when they died, it's gunk all around yourselves.
Matthias will jump up on the car, all excited and like, that was incredible. He looks like he's literally on a rush.
Have you been there the whole time? Where have you been?
Zaunder steps out, but he's aiming his crossbow at each person. He's like,
"You see me first.
All right,
just come straight out."
Meena's moved over to the grass and is rolling around trying to get all the slime off of her.
Still in hyena form, I imagine. Yeah. How long does that last?
Grendy, you cut out this.
It lasts
for every 2.
So half of my level rounded down. So 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay. So there is a hyena. There is a tall dark elf emerging from the woods. There's a old wizard crawling in the mud.
Not tall.
I'm sorry. Yes, a shorter.
I mean, he's taller than half of us.
True.
A little mouse man jumping on the cart, celebrating, and then 2 similar-looking but not fully similar-looking young halflings cleaning themselves off. And sorry, you were cutting off there, Zaunder. What did you say? You aimed the crossbow.
Oh, yeah. He's aiming his crossbow wildly at just everyone. Like, okay, how many of the rest of your slimes? Go ahead, reveal yourselves.
I take a look at his crossbow. Is there a bolt in there this time?
There is a bolt in there this time.
Okay.
Good to know. Zaunder, I think we're fine. You see, my hands pop up from behind the cart. I think we're all good.
Stay back. Is this a normal thing that happens on the surface? Do you usually meet people who turn into slimes?
No, not at all. I think the fissures are causing them. Well, I'm not a slime, I promise. Please don't shoot me.
Neriad, go ahead and make let's call this a nature check.
Okay. I don't know what you are. You're some kind of prune creature.
Not inaccurate. It was nature, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that is an 8 on the dice and a 0 bonus.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you're not really familiar with these creatures, despite some time in the wilderness. You've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
Zaunder, do you really think that if we were all slimes, we wouldn't be able to take you down? Because I know, I've seen you fight.
Yeah, I've seen you fight too.
I am a very skilled drow warrior. I am certain.
The drow must not be very skilled then, huh?
How dare you?
Oh, Matthias has got his arms crossed. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Do you want to fight right now?
Oh, darling. If we were to fight, you'd get your ass handed to you. That's okay. We don't have to worry about that right now. What we do have to worry about is the fact that there's this giant hole in the floor.
And as you peer down the surface, again, that slimy green strand is not there, but that rope still dangling, still taut, that seems pretty real. And the storm is picking up. It's not like a tempestuous kind of crazy thing, but this is a real downpour. This is you guys are getting pretty darn soaked. Everything else that you feel around you sort of melting away. And by the way, all of you that had your memories eaten, those are still gone. Those are not back yet, if that matters to you in any kind of way.
No, it really does.
Yeah.
Do they know that their memory is gone? Do they know? But how exactly does that work?
It's a fun thing to roleplay here, but yeah, they would not be aware that they don't have this thing if they're not.
I think you might be aware of the whole.
If you sat down and really thought about it, there would be a gap. Mm-hmm. But I think that right now it's just.
Do I even know that my face is scarred anymore?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you would not. You would be surprised if you encountered it that your face is scarred. Yes. Finnegan, you might be surprised about a lot of different things, although you do remember that
you probably have scars on your body also.
Yeah. By the way, the little halfling that's around does have in lipstick that's melting right now. King fading across his forehead.
No, my crown.
But you do remember, Finn, that sort of moonlight kind of distilling down upon this little hyena that's romping around in the forest around you.
little mouse man, step away from the cart. I don't really like that they came out of the hole. Yes, so maybe step down, be safer.
Oh, I'll look down the hole.
As you peer down the hole, you get that whiff of sulfur smell, like really, really intensely from the hole itself. There is that one rope moving into the darkness. Do you have dark vision? I don't think my mouse would. But that your biggest thing is your sense of smell, and you do get, like I said, a big whiff of sulfurous kind of air around you. But that's.
Do I know what sulfur is, or would it just smell like crap for me?
Ooh, yeah, good question. Make a nature check. I think.
Nature. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Smell like rotten eggs.
18.
18. Yeah. So you would know that the places that you've been in the sewers, when you've been around like sewage and stuff, that rotten egg smell that's a little more potent, you would identify that as what this is. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of dead chickens down there.
Zaunder.
Well, why do you say that?
Am I still muted? Oh.
Well, smell rotten eggs.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, fine, yeah. Come on, step down. Are you sure that's not you?
It could be.
Oh, great. Step away a little bit from Matthias.
I'm one of those new best friends that doesn't understand personal space, so he'll just jump up and follow Finn around.
Oh, no.
His new best friend.
Oh, great.
Gwen, did you have something?
Is there like the rope that's like hanging, if we started to pull on that, would that start to coil up?
Yeah, you reach over and you tug on the actual real rope, and it does seem like anchored to something very heavy down there. And you're starting to get the sense as you tug on it a bit more that it's anchored to something very permanent. The wagon wheel kind of thing may have been a ruse.
Okay, so if I and I pull on the tree side, that rope's not going anywhere. It's like
that rope seems taut, and then the one beneath seems taut. So you've got a rope.
And I couldn't see what was down there, right?
Again, you saw the rope sort of leading. There was no wagon wheel, and you saw the rope sort of leading off into a sort of a turn, and it was attached to something, but it was unclear what that was attached to.
Okay, past the turn. Gotcha.
Yeah. Finnegan sort of holds a hand out to Matthias. It's like, oh, didn't really get your name. Are you from the circus? Only really seen Mouse from the circus.
How racist. It doesn't say. Pops his collars again and says, Matthias Huckleberry.
All right, Finnegan Flanagan.
Finn.
Finnegan Flanagan. You can call me Finn, you can call me Finnegan, you can call me Flanagan, you can call me love of your life. Don't really matter to me.
You have King written on your forehead. Can we just call you that?
Oh, you can call me King Flanagan if you like. I prefer it actually right now. Tell the crowds there.
Oh. Yes, his name baffles me. I find it completely unpronounceable.
Matthias I wonder what it's like to have a name like that, huh, Zaunder?
This is Zaunder.
That's completely wrong. My name is Zaundur Kulgmaidrin Shund Karalindri Daldrevarin.
I got pretty close.
It sounded identical to me. Was there supposed to be some kind of a difference in between what you said and what he said?
Maybe a stress on the...
You're right.
Fine, it's Zaunder Drevane.
Well, he'll look to, obviously, Finnegan and bow and said, it's a pleasure to meet you, my king.
Finnegan looks to Gwen with the biggest grin ever.
King? What is he talking about?
That's right, Zaunder. Better start bowing now.
Oh, I look around and say, well, he says he was a king.
That's right. Better get to bowing then, Zaunder. And all the rest of his too.
You thought you were the noble one. Guess who it is?
Neriad, I think you had something to add.
Yeah, he just says,
he has it written right on his forehead.
I think I'll walk over to him.
Mark of a true king.
Yeah. And as you walk towards the cart, Neriad, you do notice that the cart's not entirely empty. There does seem to be some just like random droppings of bags and papers and sort of shit all over the cart.
Oh, did you guys notice all the stuff on there?
No, she's too busy fighting the slime people.
Oh, I guess a good point, really.
How old are you? Your wrinkles have wrinkles.
I think I'm about 70-ish, approximately, if I kept my records correct.
That's like Sackful's age. He's like Sackful, Gwen.
I'm pretty old.
Mina's gonna jump up on the cart.
Still hyena?
Still a hyena, yeah. And use her nose to like root around in the bags to see if there's anything.
Yeah,
awesome.
Sure. Make a perception check with. I would give you advantage, but I think that because it's raining and because there's a sulfur stench, it's a little hard. So I'm gonna just make it a straight roll.
12.
If you find any food, I would like some.
You sniff around and you do get that sulfur smell a lot of what's going on, but this starts to smell like people, and you start to get that like keen sense of these things didn't belong to that sulfurous stench in the air. These seem to be the accoutrements of people that have maybe wandered through. You see some clothing, you see a little bit of food and rations around, some jerky, some like tack, not very nice things, maybe a few berries around the bend. You do see like a little toy of like a box that if you kind of take your nose and nuzzle and open it, it's a little ballerina that plays a nice little song that it twirls around.
When I find the box, the ballerina box, I'm going to turn back into my furbolg form and pick up the ballerina box and make it work.
Oh, lovely. You turn that thing through and everyone can hear now this little thing that's been playing the whole time that's coming from the box itself, a little nice soothing tune. You also do see a very prominently placed letter where the driver of the horse might be. It's sort of placed in the dashboard. I don't know what you would call it on a cart, but like the front of the cart, there's this letter that is placed there with the seal broken.
Why the fuck is everybody an animal?
Matthias will walk up
that
to
thing just changed.
Mina.
Yeah, and by the way, everyone does see this hyena emerge into a 7-foot giant with all
You look like a cow person. How is that not an animal?
Why do people keep turning into things?
Oh, you've gained your confidence enough. That's good. Oh, lovely.
I'm a druid.
Is
I'm a
nothing
druid.
what it
That's why I
appears.
turn into things.
Whatever. I think that the signs back there, if we, they refer to some missing people. So I think that there might be people down in this hole, and if we go down there, then we might possibly be able to make some money off of rescuing some people from the underground place.
There
Really?
was a lot of people stuff inside of this cart. You could be right. They might have fallen. We could.
I don't really think they've fallen. I think that those things, and I kind of gesture to the like slime that's surrounding us on the ground. I think that's they might have had something to do with it.
But that would be so evil.
Right, and what's your point?
Oh, you're probably right there then.
Mm-hmm.
Matthias will hear the sound of the little ballerina thing and slowly walk up towards where Mina's holding it in her hands, and his ears will droop and his eyes will look all sad, and he'll hold his hands out to like take it.
And I'll take the box, which is like minuscule in my hands, and extend it down to him.
Matthias, you do hear this nice little thing. It starts to fall away, and you sort of tweak at it a bit, and the whole song starts to play over again as this little peaceful, dark, rainy thing. But you do see around her, again, there's a letter jammed in the dashboard, the front of the wagon.
He'll pull the thing close to his heart and obviously just sit down on the cart, looking quite somber.
If anyone will walk over and sit down next to Matthias and just kind of sit.
Yeah,
And you
I
do
think
notice
similar-
again the schmutz in the cart, the food, the tack, and this little letter in front of it for everyone.
I hear this voice in my head. Something about a letter that we should be looking at.
A letter. And I jump up and I grab it.
Very good. So I will reveal this to everyone now. You find an opened letter, now damp with rain. Hard to read all of it, but you do sort of make it out, Gwen. I'll read it for everyone, although you don't have to share it. It says, "My dear boy, I hate I could not accompany you on this most important mission. I only pray Selyun guides you and your party through this tremendously dark times. Along with this letter, I have enclosed a vial of the most foul liquor I could concoct. This and this alone is the way to kill the hard thing. Though how you will make it drink, I know not. Again, my boy, do not try to fight it head on, as I know the hot-headed in your party often try to do. Who knows what minions it controls down in the Underdark. You must draw it to the surface, and you must convince it to drink the potion. I suspect the southern outpost is the place to do it. Make haste there, my boy. I will have more supplies meet you upon your arrival. Check in with Brayon, who knows you're coming, though I have spared him the details for fear of our plot causing further panic. Always look to the moon, as I will. Your loving mother." And that's the end of the letter. And Gwen, as you examine this letter, and you turn it over and you notice the seal, that seal is pretty familiar to you. In fact, you have that seal that's closing the letter in your bag.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I will I'll sum that up for everyone. And do I know what kind of creature that would have been, like, that it's like referencing it, the hard thing? What did it say? Did you
the horrid thing. Horrid, not horrid.
The horrid.
The horrid.
Size horrid.
Yeah, it's very vague. There are no names in this letter. There's no details about what this thing is. The only name that you get is Brayon and Southern Outpost. And then, of course, Selyun, which, as you summarize this, of course, Finnegan, your own ears perk up.
Mm-hmm.
As do yours, Meena.
Right.
Great. Know where we're going then, Gwen?
What do you mean, Finny?
Southern Outpost.
Where to, my
Are
lady?
we not going into the hole?
What? No, it says the Southern Outpost. To get supplies and to get this thing to drink a potion or whatever.
Are we trying to kill this thing?
Oh yeah. If it's taking people from the Half Mounds, best to get rid of it.
Do we care about people from the Half Mouth?
Well, I do.
Right.
There is also, like you said, a reference to a vial of liquor, but you do not see it in the cart as you sort of look around. There's no vial.
And it's not in the
Yes. How are we supposed to complete this plan without this vial of whatever this substance was?
Well, presumably there'd be more of it at the Southern Outpost.
Right.
That's possibly where it was manufactured, if that's the... Yeah. Yes.
Right. Give us just 1 second, and I pull Finnegan over to the side. And kind of like talking like in low voices and like covering his mouth so they can't see what I'm saying.
Not covering my mouth. What?
Are we staying with these people? Is this something we're pursuing? I thought that we had other things that we were going to do.
Yeah, I know we've got to go to Burton, but it's kind of on the way.
I suppose, but did we really want to hang out with the Drow and the weird fur people and that old man?
Well, Zaunder's big talk. And that Matthias is pretty cool. The old one we could probably leave behind. Yeah, the big cow lady, she gives me the creeps, but she's all right.
I'm not a cow lady. I can hear you, by the way.
Sorry.
Finnegan.
Sorry. The cow lady kind of gives me the creeps.
He says I was cool. My new best friend says I was cool.
What does he mean about big talk?
I suppose that is why we're headed to Burton anyway. We can stay with these people.
Yeah, Gwen, just...
Maybe if we go to whoever this Brayon is, then we can get some money out of this whole deal. But if not, then I'm not doing it, and we're just going. All right?
All right.
As you walk back towards the cart in the sinking rain, and the conversation you thought was private being not nearly so private, you all take a gonder down. A gonder down the hole, Zaunder, and you do start to see the sort of silvery kind of slime. It creeps up the corner of the hole and sort of like looks, or if you can imagine it looking, it doesn't have eyes, but it sort of slithers left, slithers right, and then pulls back once again.
Are you all right? You better barf again?
How did you know?
It's been the talk of the town.
What?
Yeah, poor Otto's got to go to therapy now.
Look, it doesn't matter.
Otto already needed to go to therapy, so
he was already going.
Right.
This hole is full of slime. It just looked at me.
Matthias will say where.
Nice one, Gwen.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, Matthias will say where, and he'll climb up Zaunder's back and look over his shoulder.
He's reaching behind his back. Get off! How dare you, impudent rodent!
And Matthias, as you look down the hole, you do catch maybe the last little wisp of a green slimy thing reach forward for a second and then notice that you see it and pull back down.
Is there any way we can fill in this hole or something so they can't come out? What are you snickering at? I don't understand.
Right, we could try. We could try putting something long inside the hole, maybe.
Right, just stick it right down the shaft. It might just close it up a little bit.
Yeah. If we found the right size tree, we could just jam it in there.
Yes. If we took it by the shaft.
Yeah, the trunk. Yeah, right in.
You don't want to be too hard, though. It might hurt the structure.
Oh, it is made out of wood, though, so it really shouldn't be a problem.
Oh yeah, if it's hard as a rock, it might be better.
Well, with all the slime down there, for all we know, the hole might be lubricated enough to take it. What are you giggling at? I don't understand.
I almost spit my wine onto my microphone. My God.
I can't. And then it turns and I start to take a few steps away.
Oh, we just need to be careful and ease it in.
Now the rat's saying it.
Surfacers have such a strange sense of humor.
Right, I'm sure that you're used to being down under, aren't you?
Sometimes trees just aren't that hard, so...
I don't understand what we're talking about anymore.
Maybe it's just wet.
As you all turn and sort of look at each other, that slimy thing does take a moment and it reaches up and it tries to grab for you, Finnegan. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Look out, it's still alive.
It's an 18. You slip away, and that sort of like green slimy thing looks at you all and pulls back down the hole itself and slinks away.
Like, in and out. That's what the slime seems to be doing. So maybe we should back up a little bit.
At the very least, we should cover the hole with something.
Right, yeah.
Cover it with the wagon down there.
Oh, we could. Who's strong?
I'm strong.
There's an adventure here. We should go and kill it.
I am not meant for manual labor.
I can do whatever you need to do. I'm pretty strong.
Great.
You want me to break this wagon apart or something?
Oh, we could. I'm Finnegan. Finnegan Flanagan, by the way. Hold my
I'm
hand
Meena.
out.
I think Meena's my name, right, Neriad?
Oh, that's what you told me. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah,
you don't know your own name?
Where I'm from, we don't really have names. So I had to make one up when I met Neriad because he expected me to have one.
Oh, that explains it.
What do you communicate with? Smells? I think I'm catching a whiff already.
Well, that was a little bit rude.
Not from her.
Not really. We just.
That's all right, Meena. You get used to it. What are you anyway?
I'm a furball.
You're a furball.
You know what? No, I'm not a furball. I'm a furball. You don't know what a furball is?
What exactly is that?
I've never heard of
He's a
such
cow
a thing.
person.
I'm not a cow person. Do you want me to be a cow person? I could be a cow person. And with that, I'm going to wild shape into a cow.
That's just a regular cow. It's very impressive.
And at this point, the little slime just slinks back up and tries to grab the cow.
Get out of here, slime! Get out of here!
As a cow? As a cow?
As a cow, make sure you had the cow dex.
Oh no!
Oh
Okay.
my god.
That's a +0. Awesome.
I'm gonna vomit.
Oh god.
7.
7. This time, that slimy ooze wraps around the newly formed cow and pulls you down into
Daisy, no!
the
Wait, does she actually fit into the hole?
The hole is
It is really hard to fit,
yeah,
but
it's
you know,
cow-shaped,
she
yeah.
makes it work.
Yeah,
Just let us to ease him in a
you
little
see
bit.
this like bam, bam.
As you said, it's well
bam,
lubricated. Yeah.
through, down the hole. And Meena, once again, another terrible memory that you might have.
Turning into a cow and getting dragged in a hole.
She's going to be sore in the morning.
Cow, though. My brother setting the woods on fire and being banished.
Yes, very good. And you, as that memory hits your head, as you're dragged down into this deep, dark pit, 3 points of psychic damage, and that memory is poof, gone from you. As you see this cow just lifted, tried to cram into the hole, and then pulled down eventually. Gone away from you.
I'll look to Matthias, say, "Oh, you want an adventure? Let's go." And I'm gonna hop down this hole.
All right.
I will jump off of Zaunder's shoulders and pat him on the head, ruffle his hair, and jump down the hole not jump down the hole, but then slide down the rope.
Yeah, Finnegan, were you using the rope or are you just jumping?
Oh yeah, sorry, rope.
Okay, yeah, so you grab the rope and you launch yourself down. Right behind him is Matthias. You guys make it down and you see this like from the hole itself. What are the rest of you doing?
Zaunder steps away from the hole.
You hear
Saunder's afraid of
pussy?
holes. After all, he hasn't lost his flower yet, so...
Far away from the hole. He also tries to straighten his hair. Very fussy about it.
I
think
guess
Neriad's- Go ahead.
No, yeah, I'll start climbing down the rope.
All right.
She's just grumbling about Finnegan. She's Finnegan just grumbling.
What are you doing? Why are you going down there?
My brother's down here. Don't you like being in dark places?
Not covered in slime.
Well, it's a new experience for you. Would you rather be blind all the time?
I don't understand the correlation.
I'm not waiting for you, so you can stay here and wait to get grabbed by that slime monster, or you can come with us. And I'll just continue to climb down.
What?
And
Wait, don't leave me up here.
with the old guy.
Yeah, don't leave me up here with that thing. He looks at
The prune man.
the prune man.
Neriad looks back at you and points at you, and then points up to the sky and says,
he says, "Thank you, Ao. This is exactly what I was looking for."
and he laughs and runs over to the hole and peeks down, and he's gonna cast light on a piece of copper and drop it so that you can see.
Very good. Yes, and so at that point, the light sort of illuminates itself, and all of you see a dark little crevice with slime covering across the ground.
I bet we do.
Yeah, well, there's lean into it, I guess. As
I mean, that is the best way.
peer through, Gwen reaching the bottom as Finn and Matthias have already kind of gotten to their feet and see this cow form of Meena being kind of like tried to pull through this grate here in front of you, but not fitting because you're a cow, and so the slime is like trying to pull you through this grate.
Well, we all know, like, if it's a cattle grid, it's got no.
Yeah, I heard the first time it's a little harder, so it's just like trying to pull you through this grate, and it's just not working too well. I'm not really sure why this is not playing the music I wanted.
All right. Well, Zaunder at last heads down into the crevasse.
Aha! So you grab the rope and start to slide down yourself. And what do you do, Neriad?
Oh, here we go. And I'll grab on with both hands and like slowly shimmy my way down. So I probably make it almost to the bottom before my turn's up.
I think the music's kind of coming through now. And so as you both slide down here, you do indeed see at the bottom of this a floor covered with slime. That silvery, slimy rope finally gives up trying to pull you through the grate and slinks back across the corner. As you see in front of you, this sort of metal grate with little bars about 1 inch across pulling down into the floor itself, connected to the weird cave structural walls around it. Can people hear that music playing or not?
No.
No, I cannot. I'm just hanging onto the rope, rotating slowly.
I can hear it. It's very faint.
I can hear it. Yeah.
It's really quiet, but I can
I think okay. There, I increased the volume. Maybe it'll come through a little bit more.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Ooh,
yeah. So,
Sam, you spinning in your chair.
Meena, you are finally relinquished by this sort of slimy kind of
Meena, new name.
Meena. You were let go, and you see your friends or potential friends shimmy down the rope and finally emerge next to you. What do you do?
I'm gonna turn around and look at them with dumb cow eyes and just kind of like moo at them. Be like, moo.
It's kind of cute.
I think she needs milking.
Oh, I'm not doing that. Can Finnegan? I'll like take my mace and like bonk it on the floor, and with that cast light through the head of it.
Yeah,
sort of like a torch, and hold it up.
And so the little gold coin that Neriad dropped illuminates the first half of the chamber, and now your mace starts to copper piece. Thank you. Emerges across the rest of the chamber, and you do indeed see that there is goopy slime across the floor, a metal grate dropping down, and that weird little slivery silver green thing pull back into a recess across the corner that you can't quite see around the side of this cave here.
Matthias will actually pick up the copper piece.
Oh,
lucky find.
Light source. You can keep it, I suppose.
He's walking off.
Oh, cover yourself. Meena, are you okay? Sort of walk up. Is that a yes or a no?
That's definitely a yes.
Are you sure?
Completely.
Moo once for yes, moo twice for no. Are you all right?
Moo?
I was 3.
No, that was just
that was a very inquisitive
You're not okay.
move.
What's happening?
As you guys move towards the cow and peer through the grate itself that seems to be dropping through, you see that the slime around you starts to pulsate and move. And there is indeed one of those creatures that you saw before suddenly makes its form known, and it pops through the slime on the ground. And you see this little ooze start to move toward the grate itself.
How many feet away is said ooze?
Let's see, 15 feet away.
Is there any way out of here other than the grate?
And the rope that you came in on. Make an investigation check.
That's not very good. Investigation. Oh no, that's a 5.
Yeah, you are just feeling like there's this weird metal grate and the rope you came in on, and an ooze creature sort of lumbering very slowly towards the cow in front of it.
Meena, step away, dear.
I'm gonna back up.
Well, I mean,
backwards.
Here you go.
Yeah, cows have trouble with stairs, I'm told, but maybe walking backwards is okay.
Are those stairs right here?
Not quite right here. And this ooze very slowly starts to move a little more closely and a little more closely, and it gets up to the grate and it kind of pauses and sort of like oozily jelly-fies, like lumbers a bit.
Now that we know the cow's safe, can we just get her back up there and we can get out of this hole? Because I don't want to be down here.
I think there's gold down here. I found this copper piece.
That's copper. It's not even gold.
Yeah, make an investigation check, Matthias.
Okay. Oh, natural 1. That's 9.
Yeah, you really hope that there's treasure down here, but it's unclear right now as you sort of look at the ground. It's mostly just gumpy, oozy drippings.
Well, for one thing, for myself, I agree with Gwendolyn, was it? I have no interest in spelunking into this den of unmentionable fluids.
God damn.
Well, you're already down here, so.
As you say that, the ooze sort of moves up to the grate, and you see its entire body slink slowly and oozily into itself, and it pushes itself, becoming as narrow as a single inch, screeching through the gap, and it starts to pulse through the grate itself onto the other side.
It's gonna kill it. Look out!
Well, let's get ready, Maddie. Yeah, I guess so.
Girl, can you move out of the way of the rope so I can let go? My arms are getting tired.
And I'm talking to Zaunder.
I mean, he does have a ponytail.
Zaunder absolutely could be mistaken for a girl. He just sort of goes silent and steps out of the way. He looks.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And
I'm just gonna step next to him.
And Zaunder, as you trace that rope, the thing that you've been very curious about, it does seem to sort of lead across the ground and is tied to the grate itself.
Mm.
One of the reasons it wasn't moving as you tugged it was simply because the thing that it was pulling on seems fairly immovable. Yeah, stable.
This slime coming towards us, can I just twirl, spin my mace around and then throw a sacred flame at it?
Absolutely. Does anyone else want to try to hit this thing? Is it
a
sort of
fastball special, Finny?
Yeah.
I will slink off into the darkness and hide and then attack it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as all of you ready in action and get your all your weapons ready and crash them down at the same time, we don't even need to roll. The ooze itself finally kind of like those rubber ice trays that sort of pop everything out. It sort of emerges and then suddenly crashes down, and you manage to splatter it as it comes through and it's dead.
Matthias will jump up and down like an excited little child again.
You know, if those are slimes, and the floor is slime, are we stepping on guts?
Probably. Can we get the fuck out of this hole?
Disgusting. I like it. Kind of squish my feet in the guts.
Finny.
I'm gonna go look for somehow
What? Listen.
how to open this great thing.
Make an investigation check.
9, so that's 17.
7. Wow, nice. 17. Yeah. Over here in the corner, you do notice that there is a panel that looks like it would have a lever, but the lever is not there. There's sort of like a sort of geary nub sticking out of a panel right there in the corner here.
Oh. Can I figure out how to make it work without the lever? Can I?
Yeah, let's make that an intelligence check.
16 plus 4, 20.
Yeah. Feels like as long as you can find a way to replace that lever, you can sort of make that mechanism mechanically work.
Yeah, so it's intelligence, which is my plus 4, so it's not in saving throw, is it? Which is plus 6.
No, it wasn't a saving throw, no.
So, yeah, 20.
Yeah, that was enough. You definitely can see it's a pretty crude mechanism that would make this great move. But it needs something else to make it kind of be able to budge. And at this point, you do see, once again, one of these little oozes kind of bubble up and kind of find a materialized form as it pushes through the goop on the floor and materializes and starts to make its way towards the grate.
Another one?
I'd like to investigate this lever thing. Does it look like it's missing a piece, or does it look like it's broken?
It looks like it's broken off, yeah.
Okay, I'll look around for it.
Don't worry, I've got it.
Okay.
I'll prepare another sacred flame when it gets closer.
Very good.
Stop fighting these slimes and get out of here. I don't want to go deeper into this grate, please.
As you look around, you do find on the ground a weird sort of charred metal pole. Steel, I think it's probably made of at this point. And as you sort of try to fit it back in, it matches, but it doesn't purchase. It doesn't just snap in or anything else. It just
hold it steady. Hold it steady.
And I'm going to put my hands near this object and slowly move my hands down it. And as I do, this electrical current that's been flowing around my body kind of flows into it and welds it closed and seals it. And I cast Mending.
Very nice. And it does indeed sort of see this primitive soldering iron sort of bring the metal filaments back together in a chemical reaction, and it solidifies. And now you do see the lever sort of make purchase. At this point in time, the ooze sort of merges through and your sacred flame goes off. Is anyone else attacking it?
Look, we really got to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to cross.
I'm pulling back on Finnegan. I'm not attacking it. I'm just pulling him back, trying to pull him back towards the rope.
Yeah, and it's so easy. The moment that it emerges forward, it bursts into flames. A crossbow bolt hits it, and it splatters away.
Matthias will like sigh with relief as he was on tippy toes trying to help Neriad. And then, once it's prepared, he will pull on it with excitement.
And so you sort of
don't pull it. Oh, okay, fine. He's pulled it.
And you feel this grate starting to barely lift, dust cottering around it and falling as it lifts towards the heavens and pulls itself up into the top of the cavern and becomes immaterial. And indeed, this section here is now free to be traversed.
Oh, like, yes!
Oh, great! Now they can get through us. Now they can get to us without the grate. Awesome.
I'll run up to Finnegan. I say, "Come on, an adventure ahead, my liege."
You're interesting. All right, lead the way.
I'll skip forward.
And as both of you
keep up.
push your way through the little, as the grate comes up, you kind of slide beneath it as it's moving towards the top of this cave thing. And as you emerge to the other side, as you emerge to the other side over here, both of you see in the corner, there is a ginormous pulsing silvery pile of goop attached with strands leaking towards the ceiling, almost moving in like 100 different directions, leaping forth into every crack in the walls above it. Tethers, strings, and little bits of goop filling every potential crevice as it peers forward and forth, and it glows and pulses around you.
I think it's time to go.
Yeah, Zaunder steps into the room and then just immediately begins stepping back out.
Yes! Jump up and down.
Finnegan, and I'm manhandling you, pulling you back.
Yep, going back. Come on, Matty. Leave it to someone else.
Seems like
come on, Matty boy, let's go.
As you do that, there is another bubbling sound as one of the larger oozes starts to appear in the little swampy, goopy thing around you. And let's have everybody roll initiative again.
Oh,
me, really? God damn it.
Dun. Oh, is there
music over here? Like,
is there music playing currently? Because it's turned off for me.
Yeah, let's use this thing again. We'll just use the same thing for a moment and then see how this goes.
An 11.
24.
Oh,
nice. All right, so we got an 11 from Gwen.
Nope, that was from Meena.
Meena had an 11.
Meena.
11.
Not all girls are the same, Zach.
Finnegan got an 18.
I have tried to tell myself this a million times. Finnegan with an 18.
Yep.
24 for Matt. Who else?
I got a natural 20, so I'm also at a 24.
Okay, very good.
Do I click on the Beyond D&D?
Click on your token first.
There it is.
Yeah.
Token, then initiative, yeah.
Well, we haven't got the initiative tracker up, but yeah.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay.
That's all right. An 8.
Okay. An 8
Two
for
naturals.
Zaunder.
Yep.
And who am I missing? I've got Matthias, Gwen, Finn, Meena, Zaunder.
Neriad.
Neriad. Mm-hmm.
It's an 18.
18 for... All right, so a couple different things here. Neriad. All right. Let's see. Oh, wow. This thing is super slow. It will go after everybody else.
Nice.
All right, so the first one up is Matthias.
I will sneak. I will move. And can I hide? Is it like hiding in plain sight?
Boy, it's really difficult to hide in here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. It's dark, but these things don't seem to. I mean, you could try, but you're not sure that they care.
Would I have disadvantage? I'm happy with that or something.
Yeah, sure. Make a hide check with disadvantage.
Just cover yourself in goo and flatten yourself against the floor.
Well, that's cocked. That's a 19 and a 1. It's a 9 hide check.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're trying to lean up against it, and you can sort of see the shining light from Finn's mace is like completely giving you away.
Okay, so I will move to here and then throw a dart.
Okay.
Pull out this pocket, just like.
Go ahead and make that attack roll.
19. 25 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
I need some D4s. Our minimum damage, 5 damage.
5 damage. As the dart sort of sinks into this goopy, larger structure that you've seen before, it hits, but does not seem to...
Sorry, the little one.
Right, not the giant thing, yeah, but you've seen this one before. You haven't seen this before. This is just a giant, big thing of goop. Okay? It is now Gwen's turn. Unless you have anything else, Matthias.
Just a quick one. Chat, is the music too loud? Don't you change it.
No, for that one, as Gwen, it goes right ahead.
I am still pulling Finnegan back. I'm like, we are not fighting this one. We're getting the fuck out of here. And I'm pulling him.
All right, let's make that a strength check.
Okay.
Or athletic. You can use athletics.
Okay, I don't think it changes it.
Can I resist?
It doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll contested athletics, Finn.
What?
All right.
Faye's a scared girl.
No, I'm a smart girl who doesn't want to fight a stupid fucking...
I want to be the first one to do it.
6.
That's a party foul. Okay.
Faye's the party foul of the night.
All right, what was your total,
That
Finn?
was only a 3. So.
I got a 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, Finn is just too wily for you as you try to pull away.
It's like wiggling.
Slip off of his back. It's like sort of wet with the rain, and your hands fall away, and you can't pull him back.
He wants to stand with his best friend.
Yeah. We're going to call that your action. Any bonus actions?
Nope, I just kind of am like, I'm just
All right.
standing there.
Finn, you've resisted your sister's wiles. What do you do?
Turn back. Sorry, Gwen. Can't let them die. And I'll step forward to about right there. Face the sort of both of the slimes. And I think through my mace, as I start spinning it again, it starts leaving behind this trail of silver light that sort of coalesces and eventually shoots out into 3 different people. I'm gonna cast Bless on Matthias, Gwen, and I can only hit Meena.
Very good. All right. So the 3 of you feel what does it feel like when Selyun blesses someone, Finnegan?
I imagine they have this sort of soft glow to them that sort of radiates out from their skin itself. And I think it feels like a warm embrace.
Very
almost.
nice. You get a nice sort of like nighttime cuddle. And Meena, this is a familiar feeling for you. You feel
Like a weighted
little
blanket.
like, I know this. This is something I've known before. And all of you receive Bless. So you get 1d4 to your ability checks and
Attack rolls. And saving throws as well.
And that's your concentration spell
Does it
there.
feel like a nighttime cuddle to all of us?
Oh,
Only to the 3 of them.
Only to the 3.
All right.
Although you had your own nighttime cuddle there.
Oh, God.
Zaunder. So, anything else in your turn, Finn?
No, I think after that, sort of smack my buckler with my mace, sort of taunting this smaller slime as well.
All right, Neriad, you're up.
I say to myself,
I love this. This adventure is exactly what I was looking for. Praise AO, and I kind of run in a little bit. I can't get nearly in there, so I jam myself up against the wall, and I just kind of peek in, and I'm readying just a cantrip. So I'll ready a firebolt, but it's electrical current, of course, because Neriad has no magic except electricity.
And what's the trigger for this to happen?
As soon as the 2 people in front of me are clear of this area, I will fire it off. And if my turn comes around before then...
Which one? Are you hitting the giant thing or are you hitting the little
I'm
one?
going to shoot the giant thing.
The giant thing with a firebolt. Very good. All right.
Right
electric sort of jolt coiling in your hand as you wait for the right moment. Anything else, Neriad?
No, I say...
Oh, we can do this. Maybe. Good luck.
Meena, you're up. Cal?
So feeling
well, you can't talk to one of your players
Really
like that.
rude.
What do you want me to do?
You fucking asshole.
Jeez, I'm reporting you.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
Wonka toss. Where's
feeling the light of Saloon embodying, like, surrounding her and just warming everything that she knows as a cow. She's like super brave right now, and she's just gonna charge.
So cow. Oh
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, that's why I called her Cal.
I'm just gonna charge straight at this this slime.
Yeah, very good. Go ahead and make just a quick dex save to see how well you can get past Gwen.
Okay.
Actually,
shouldn't that be the other way around?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So you're small, and the cow is very large. So you can move right through.
Yes, because I can
when you
share.
duck down, as the udder of the cow kind of slaps your and it charges forward, and you do take your.
That's utterly foul.
Oh, that's gross.
So I'm attempting to gore the thingy. So 11.
11, unfortunately, is not quite enough. Your cow horns or whatever cows have.
Oh wait! I forgot my bless. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, please roll that.
I thought that was with your bless.
An extra 6.
An extra. Wait, it's a D4.
It's a D4.
Then it's not an extra 6 because I have the wrong die. Where's my 4?
If you roll a
That's a
4, it hits. Unfortunately, it's still just a little shy of what's required to gore this thing. Anything else on your turn, Meena?
Well, I'm a cow right next to a slime, so I'm
Okay.
gonna move badly because I can't do anything.
All right, Zaunder, you're up.
Okay. Have these attacks, have any attacks really been hurting this giant fucking slime thing at all, or is it just sinking into it?
Nothing's. I haven't tried to hit this yet.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to hit it. I'll tell you in a second.
You're getting ready to hit it. Okay. All right. So this place that we're in, does it look like it could be like collapsed on this thing in any way?
Ooh, let's make that a nature check. Let's just see. Give that to you for free.
All right. Let's see. Nature. Okay. That is a 17 total.
You see some loose rubble above, and it feels as if, yeah, sure, there is some definite ability to drop some rocks and some clods of dirt on stuff, but this chamber feels somehow a little more purposefully constructed. Maybe the grate gives it away. There was a lever and a grate, so you think that maybe it's the remnants of a sewer system or something. So
it's quite stable.
It's pretty darn stable, although there are some loose shit around. Yeah, totally.
Okay. I mean, would it be worth my time to try and dislodge some shit onto this piece of
I think that's up to you. You know, it's loose with a true strike, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
All right.
I'm gonna do a trick shot on some rocks.
Awesome.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
And are you aiming for the big one or the little one?
The big one.
The big one. So you probably need to move forward a little bit in order to see that.
All right.
Up to around there. And then you aim your crossbow right above it. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right. That is, let's see, I believe that would be 19 total.
19. Okay, that's pretty darn good. And so you see this little sort of pocket that you try to aim your crossbow right into and fire. And as you hit the ceiling, 2 big rocks start to fall right into this big slimy goopy thing. Let's roll 2d8.
Okay. All right, 6 and 2, so that's 8 damage.
8 damage, very nice. And so as those rocks fall into the goopy thing, they sort of become gelatin and start to float inside of it a little bit. And at this point, many of you notice that inside this giant goopy thing, you see humanoid figures kind of floating inside, paralyzed, not moving very much, but kind of inside, locked in, kind of like when
paralyzed.
Jim put Dwight Stapler in a Jell-O. It looks like that.
No. Michael!
All right. At this point, the
paralyzed, not dead.
Middle-sized. Oh, you have anything else, Zaunder?
Well, first of all, are those humanoid things paralyzed or dead?
They're just not moving. You can't really tell from here.
Okay. All right. No, nothing else from me.
All right. At this point, the middle-sized thing that's next to the cow will take a swipe at it. My God, I can't roll. 12?
Oh God. Hold on.
What's the cow AC?
I think that hits a cow.
10. That hits a cow.
Oh, very good. All right. You suffer 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, jeez. That would be a 13.
Yeah, you do feel another incredibly painful memory emerge, very connected to cows somehow. Do you have any painful animal memories, Meena?
When she first left her house or her home, the bog of her home. As she was walking past a pasture land, she made a really good cow friend. And as she made this cow friend, she started trying to have the cow walk with her and trip. But the farmer chased her down and said that she wasn't allowed to have the cow because the cow was going to become dinner tonight. Her best cow friend turned into T-bone steaks.
And thankfully that terrible feeling of losing your best cow friend poofs in your mind, and you no longer remember ever even having a cow friend. It didn't dawn on me how kind of therapeutic this might be to have memories poof away from everyone.
Everyone's the most horrible thing that's ever experienced. Great, it's all gone now.
Take it.
Meena, the cow does suffer 2 more points of psychic damage.
We just sit there and wait for the tentacle monsters to hit us so we can our memories.
Yeah, totally. All right.
Reach over top of the halfling's head here that's standing in front of me and fire off my bolt.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
We can take up the same space because I am small.
It does seem to fire right across. Go ahead and roll your firebolt attack on the big one.
Okay. It's a 21 to hit.
21 absolutely hits. And when your fire, is it fire or is it lightning?
So this is a firebolt in everything, including the fire damage that it does. But it's visually a bolt of heat that just it doesn't begin or end and shoot out. It just crack and exists for a split second between my hand and the slime.
Yeah, you almost see this wave of moving kind of heat energy start to ripple across as it connects with the slime. And not only does it seem to hurt it, but the whole slime itself seems to wither away, and the fire starts to kindle around the entire thing, as if this has been incredibly effective. So that fire damage will indeed be doubled against the giant.
Ooh, okay, so 10 fire damage.
Thing next to you, yes. It takes 10 fire damage. Very good. All right. That brings it back to Matthias. Your turn.
I lie and say, that was my strongest attack. We should probably leave. It didn't do anything.
I'll roll a deception if you want me to.
Yeah, sure. Roll a deception as Matthias takes his turn.
I fail. You definitely know that
he's lying. That was incredibly effective, and you guys all noticed it.
I rolled a 1, everybody on the chat, just in case.
Wow.
Matthias.
None of us really cared, and then he was just so bad at it that we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You must be the opposite of what he just said for whatever reason.
Matthias will throw another dart at it, I believe.
Okay, at the little one or the big one?
The little one. Let's get rid of that first.
What's the D4?
Okay, well, an 8 plus 6 is 14. Will that hit anyway?
That does hit, yeah. So you sink that little dart into the middle-sized slime creature.
That's not on damage, is it, this bless?
No.
No, just on to hit.
So it's 3, that's 7 damage. Oh, hang on, sneak as well, is it? Yeah, get sneak as well.
You would, it's engaged with a cow.
So 10 damage.
10 damage, ooh, very nice. What was the first before you said 10? It was just how much?
It was 7 for the dart, and then
plus 3.
Plus 3, yeah, with a sneak.
Very good.
10.
Anything else, Matthias?
Yeah, he will sneak off over to here and try to hide if he can.
Yeah, make with disadvantage, yeah.
Okay. 9 and a 4, so that is a 12.
Yeah, you're sort of not quite in the light so much anymore, but as that dart sunk into the ooze, it sort of reeled what might be its head towards you. You're not convinced you're hidden.
I'm guessing Bless doesn't go on that, does it?
It's an ability check, yeah. You can add a D4.
Does it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's an ability check. All ability checks, saving throws, and
maximum
attack rolls.
So that'd be 16 stealth.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're a little hidden. You start to feel a little better about it. Gwen, you're up.
Hello.
Hi, Gwen.
Fuck me. This is the last thing I want to be doing. Everything's so far away too.
We got to get him out of here, Gwen.
Has the big slime attacked anything?
No, it doesn't seem to be really interested in attacking as much as it is growing new slimes.
Let me see. Oh god, I want to look at my pack real quick.
To see what I have, do I have a tinderbox? Oh, oil. I do have a tinderbox. Nice. So, is there any way? Can I try to splash some oil on the? I'll run up to this one.
Okay.
Which
Which one's this one? I don't see it.
I'm moving. Sorry.
Okay.
The smaller of the two slime.
Yep.
I squeeze through Meena's face. I actually think I can only make it there. Squeeze past the cow.
Uh-huh.
Not underneath it again. And I throw. I splash it with oil, or at least try to.
Okay.
And then can I try setting it on fire?
Yeah. Let's make this all together. We're gonna call it a sleight of hand check. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand.
Okay. Sleight of hand. Oh, that's a 1.
Plus as well.
I'm a halfling, so give me a second. Okay, alright. So that's a little better. It's not a 1.
Okay.
Sleight of hand is plus 6, which is a 14 plus bless, which makes that, oh fuck yeah, an 18.
18 total. That's pretty damn good, starting with a 1. So yeah, you first like pull the vial of oil out, and it starts to fall from your hands, and you just grab it and then just slam it into this thing. And it does seem to be doused with oil. As you pull out your tinder box, you chuck it on the thing as well. Go ahead and roll me 2d6.
Okay. Oh, that's cocked, which sucks because that was a 6. 8 damage. Or
8 damage.
Yeah.
And you see this little creature erupt in flames as it sort of licks up the sides of it, and then the oil catches fire and it burns even more intensely. And it does seem to be charred, and the goop itself evaporating in the air, the stench of sulfur reeking around you, but it has dealt a ton of damage to this thing.
Nice one.
Very nice, very nice. Anything else, Gwen?
Does that count as an attack? I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that your action, but it's not an attack. It's more of a.
Okay, so then I can't do the bonus action. So.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Then yes, that's the end of my.
Okay. Finn, you're up.
Finnegan will. I'll pat Gwen on the back once. Go, nice one, Gwen, and I'll run up to the big boy.
Ooh. Okay.
Run a little bit close.
Mm-hmm.
Mace still lit, and I'm gonna throw a sacred flame at it.
Very nice. All right.
Dexterity 13.
Dex 13, and it will get disadvantage because it's attached to something, and it fails.
Yay!
Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's a D8. Oh, that was cool. That's a 7 radiant damage.
Very good. All right. Unfortunately, the radiant warmth around it does seem to catch purchase and start to crackle and warm it, but it doesn't seem to have that same kind of incendiary poof that you saw from the actual fire attacks around it. But it did deal damage, and you feel pretty good about that.
It's all right.
Anything else, Finn?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, Neriad, you're up.
All right. Seeing that my attack worked really well last time, I'm gonna just kind of stand in the doorway, get a little closer, lean against the other side of the wall, and my other hand comes out, and I'll do the same thing and fire another firebolt.
Make
off.
an attack roll. Very good. 23 definitely hits, but one.
For 1 fire damage?
1 fire damage does double, and you deal 2 fire damage. And so this one kind of almost hits one of the strands, and you see one of the strands that's holding it in place wither away very quickly. It didn't deal nearly as much damage as the other one did, but it was still pretty effective. Very nice. Anything else, Neriad?
I think I'm just absorbing all of these new people doing all these amazing things, and I have this big grin on my face, and it really I feel like I've found the people that I'm looking for, and I'm super excited about it, and this shows on his face. Like he's like grinning like an idiot.
Yeah, a few of you are having fun. A few of you, this is the worst possible situation you could ever ask for. And at that, Meena, it's your turn.
Is the one in front of me still alive, or is that burning to a crisp and dead?
It is burning up, really, but it still seems to have a little bit of its gelatinous form together.
Okay. Well, then I am going to gore that one directly in front of me.
Do you have to be a certain distance to gore it, or does it just
I have to be a certain distance to charge it.
Okay, but the gore attack works anyway. So go ahead and roll.
Double check. Yeah, 5 feet. So I'm good.
5 feet. So you're good. So you rear back and take your head and just butt it into this slime.
14 to hit.
That hits. That's exactly what you needed. Very nice.
Awesome. Okay. So what? What's the damage for gore? We were joking
looks
about
like
me
1d6
I actually
plus
have
4.
to plan to be a cow.
Yeah, 1d6 plus 4.
9.
Can't have a
9. How do you finish this guy off?
Well, I'm gonna.
Cow win.
I didn't know that. Do female cows have tusks? They don't. So how am I goring this?
I don't know. Your female cow certainly does. You have a yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna headbutt it, and
Female
then
cows can have horns sometimes.
Yeah.
that's true. That's very true. So I'm gonna use my horns. I'm gonna slam my head into it and rip my head backwards, mooing as loud as I can in joy about the fact that I'm destroying a slime.
Awesome. And I think you just for fun move 5 feet forward as the whole thing kind of expands around you like it's a big rubber band, and then suddenly kind of whips back, and so all that ooze sprays around the room already covered in goop, and you plow right through the thing. Anything else on your turn, Meena?
As a bonus action, I'm going to revert back to my Furbolg shape.
Very nice. Okay, so a giant 7-foot Furbolg emerges, bragging about everything to everyone else. Zaunder, you're up.
Why were you even a cow in the first place? Surely there were other things that could have killed it more quickly.
You guys told me that you wanted a cow person, so I gave you what you wanted.
All right. Zaunder, do you have anything on your turn?
All right, let's see. Is there anything else to kill in here?
Other than the ginormous slime in front of you? Probably not.
Maybe.
All right. Let me look for a way out then, I guess. Other than if we're not going the way that we came.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
All right, sure. Maybe we can go further in, actually. Now that we're here. All right, that is 17.
17. Yeah, so the way that you came in was totally fine, but you do indeed notice as you kind of move around the room over this way, there is a strange sort of hatch. It's a stone slab kind of connected to the ground itself that seems to be embedded inside of it, and there's a weird symbol on the door, the hatch itself, which I will share with everyone now. You see this symbol on the door. We'll call that your bonus action. Do you have an action?
Yes, I want to try and open the door.
Oh, great, yeah. As you start to pull on the door, make me a charisma saving throw.
Do you anyone recognize the...
Of course, I should have had the rogue check. Right.
Whenever you try to open a door and the DM says, "Oh, great," that's a bad sign.
Yeah, I know.
None of you recognize this symbol, no.
6.
6. You suddenly feel an incredibly refined terror as the door itself, this symbol, this wording emerges across the panel. Would keep away. And you run 10 feet in the opposite direction. You are considered frightened of the door.
Oh, no.
That's awesome.
I'm never going to live this down.
Yeah. Did everyone see that message there? I don't know if chat can see it as well. Maybe not, but it's a creepy message. Good. Very good. Would keep away. All right. Zaunder, I think that's your turn. So we will go to the giant goop, and it's going to try to make another thing materialize. But unfortunately, it fails, and it's sort of pulsing and looking, and the strains itself glowing around you. And at this point, all of you kind of have a free turn to just wail on the thing. So I'd love to know, how does this giant goopy thing meet its end? Everyone give me some information about how you destroy this giant mass.
Well, Matthias would be up next, I'm guessing, so he will coat his rapier in oil and go around coating everyone else's weapons in oil. And
very nice.
I'll light them all. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone lights it, so this material, this ritualistic, warm light glows as crossbow bolts and daggers and maces all light and flame. Everyone gathers around and just tears into this giant green goopy thing, and it ripples and emerges and pulses and suddenly splatters, and all of you are covered in
gross!
This goopy green silvery slime as it meets its terrible end. And those bodies that you saw all around the goop fall to the floor, not moving, seemingly suffocated by its terrible gelatin as it pulled them in.
Is this going to be every time I go out now?
Are they all dead?
Yeah, as you make a sort of check of their pulses and stuff, they do seem to be incredibly dead.
Dead? I'll go over, how many people are there? We're like floating in, can we see?
There are, in the course of it, there are the 5. You do recognize some of these. The 2 little girls, the older girl, the mom and the dad are in it, as well as 4 other people. They all seem to be kind of well geared. You notice that there's armor and weapons. There are 2. You see 2 short swords, 3 sets of leather armor, as well as a total of, let me give you a roll here to see how much gold you find. You find 19 gold pieces among their bodies.
So who specifically searched that, and how exactly is everything getting that gold?
Well, I'm going.
Fast, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
I'm going up to them to see if they're alive. I'm not taking any of their stuff.
Okay, so Finn doesn't see the gold. Does anyone else have gold?
I mean, like I did go and look, but like mine was probably more of like a.
Yeah.
Matthias
We'll say
will see the
that
two
just
little
to
girls.
easily solve this one, you find an extra 3 gold, Gwen, but the rest of that 19 gold is very obvious that everyone sees it.
Okay. But go on, Matthias.
I was going to say, Matthias will just see the 2 girls and sit down and cross his legs. Sad again.
Can I tell how if they are like truly dead or is they just appear unconscious?
Make a medicine check.
Great, I'm good at those. Oh, I'm really good at those.
Natural 1.
I'm not good at those. That's a 10.
They are, as far as you can tell,
I didn't bless myself.
quite dead. Yeah. As you kind of like push on their chests or check their pulse, there's no pulse, and any attempt to find their breath of life is all you feel is goop kind of coming out of their lungs as you push on their chest cavities. Nothing.
Anyone who wants to split this 18 gold, I'm more than happy to share it with you.
Oh, to die like this. I'm gonna try and move them out of the main goop pile if possible.
Very good.
Am I able to like even approach it all, or am I just too petrified of that door?
Go ahead and make another charisma save.
All right.
Just up against the wall. Door.
Does
That door over there.
does Meena have like a wooden staff?
4.
I have a yeah.
Yeah, it's currently in her cow mouth. What was your total?
Not a cow.
4.
She turned back into her for more.
4.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're able to talk about it, but you can't make a move toward the door as much as you try.
How are you not all terrified by that door?
How are you terrified of the
I-
door?
I just laugh.
Look at it. It's awful.
I'm not really concerned with the door right now.
It says would keep away.
Meena, can I see your staff for a second there?
Why?
I want to test
Very
something.
important to me.
I'll give it right back. Don't worry about it.
And I very,
Over next to the
very
traps.
cautiously hand it back over to her, or hand it over to her.
So the way that it's written it says wood without an L. It's spelled incorrectly. So can I try and poke the door with the wooden stick?
Sure. As you approach toward the door, though, both you and Neriad both make charisma saving throws.
It's against being frightened, though, right?
It is, yes. It's
So I have
frightened.
advantage.
Mhm.
Nice.
Halflings are broken.
Oh, you mean that
I
symbol
know.
right there? That one that
Okay,
I'm looking at?
I have a
Very-
question.
Yes.
So one of the rolls I rolled was a nat 1. Do I get
Okay.
to re-roll that?
You do, yeah. All ones get re-rolled with your
Is it
halfling.
all ones?
Yeah,
it's all ones, but you have to take the next roll.
That's correct.
So that's why I'm confused, because the other roll I had was a 17. So do I still re-roll this?
You still re-roll the 1, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So the 17 plus whatever is my charisma, which I think is it's a 19.
19. Yeah, you are not frightened of this particular thing. What'd you get, Neriad?
Same thing, 19.
19. Both of you you see this like dark red text emerge across the door in addition to that weird little symbol. But you are not frightened of it. And as you poke your staff towards it, you do see that the slab itself is kind of loose. It doesn't seem to be that restrictive in the way that it's held. Maybe the magical charm is the only thing protecting it through. And as you pry it forward, it releases up, and a burst of maybe not fresh air, but some kind of different smelling, non-sulfurous air reaches across everyone else. And there is indeed a sort of dark slide that you see from the hatch itself, kind of weaving down into
Imagine a dark slide.
A flickering kind of light beneath what's going on there.
Oh, there's another way down in here. That's
Here you are, Meena. Thanks for that. I'll hand her the staff back.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Good.
This big boy slime. Is it a big pile of slime, or is it just like goop everywhere?
At this point, it's like it's like the remnants of a bad science experiment that you did in 6th grade. It's like, oh man, I hope mom cleans that up.
Okay. Finnegan is moving. I'm moving some of the people out of the main pile of goop.
Yeah.
Has he moved the children yet?
That's up to Finnegan. Do you start with the kids or leave them last?
They're probably lighter, so probably start with the kids.
Okay, so let's start with the kids, and you pull them over here. Towards,
well, I'm pretty strong. I could probably hold the kids.
Yeah, and they're not too bad. They are heavier than you'd expect, but they are two dead halfling girls that you pull over. And Matthias, you see them being extracted.
Sort of rest them gently.
Mm-hmm. He'll walk over, with tears in his eyes, and he'll place the little spinning toy musical thing down on next to them.
Do you wind it up, or do you?
Yeah, he'll wind it up. Yeah.
Okay. So suddenly that little familiar song starts to play in the background of this dark little area that you're in.
Sure, they would have liked that. As I go over to pick up their mom and put her, just gathering all these people, put in them by where the grate was.
Make another charisma save for me, Zaunder.
Oh boy! All right, please this time something.
You're under a magic spell. Snap out of it.
That is 11.
11. You are still incredibly frightened.
This is my favorite thing
of this door. Despite you sort of like can make this like weird little arc around it as I move you around the map, but you just can't get closer than 30 feet to this particular door right now.
Someone please do something about this door.
Can't really do anything about that.
I mean, we have two options here. We can leave and tell the people that their people are down in a hole and they can send some people down here to get them. Or we can go down the slide.
Would we be bringing the people with us down the slide?
No.
I feel like we shouldn't just leave their bodies here.
All right, well, I'm not coming back down here again. So, we either go down the hole and figure out their bodies later, or we go up and we tell the people here they're their bodies, and we get the fuck out of here.
I don't know. Zaunder, can you even get close to this slide?
No! I won't get near that door.
Zaunder, why don't you close your eyes and walk backwards, and maybe it'll work that time.
All right, Zaunder's gonna try closing his eyes and walking backwards.
And just
first, he's going to say, "That's a stupid idea. I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life." And then after a moment, he's gonna close his eyes and try walking back.
And you know what? Just because I love it, you are incredibly successful, and you back up 5 feet, 10 feet, 15. Oh, I just made you giant. 15 feet, 20 feet, and then you slip and fall right into the slide that you go straight up.
Idea.
Sliding forward as you plunge into the darkness. What's everybody else do?
Tell us what you
expect him to walk down the slide. He's just kind of a dumbass.
I perk up. What was that?
The pretty girl went down the slide.
Zaunder just fell down the slide.
Wasn't Gwen? Oh, Zaunder. Oh, you mean Zaunder?
Oh, Finny.
What? Shut up. I'm gonna keep moving the people, and I guess I've finished moving all of them.
Yeah, this is probably the last person there, and as Zaunder slips away and falls down into this darkness.
Right, he's from underneath here, so my point still stands. We're going down the slide.
It sounds
Or are
like
we leaving? Because we could just leave him down here.
I'm not gonna leave him.
Matthias would be talking, obviously helping Finn, and be like, you might want to steer clear of me, my king. I keep losing family members.
We're not really family, are we?
Well, no, I suppose.
So you're not gonna lose me, don't worry about it. Leave Matthias with that. Go to this slide.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it and then look back at Matthias. Are you gonna sit there and wallow all day? Or are you gonna follow me down for this adventure?
Oh no, fuck no. And he'll just run and jump down the slide.
Do you take the box with you, or are you just leaving it?
I think he'll take it.
Okay, so you pick up the box
as a memory.
You close it, as that sort of song fades away, and you jump down the slide. And now you are slipping down into the darkness as Zaunder once did. Anyone else?
He's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm gonna cast light on my buckler. Can I like sit on my buckler and like illuminate?
I love it.
As I slide down.
Absolutely.
Wait, Finny, wait! And I hop on behind us.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the two of you fit behind the little shield like a bobsled, and you cool runnings your way down the sled all the way towards the... You are good to go. Neriad and Meena, what do you do?
So how wide is this slide?
It's pretty wide, probably 10 feet by, there's a purchase of at least like 8 or 9 feet top. Yeah.
Neriad, I think we should probably follow them, but if I slide down and there are people at the bottom, they're going to get really hurt. So can you go first and tell them to move, please?
Yeah, I'll yell all the whole way down, but before we go down, I just want to tell you something. You know the space that's kind of taking over the whole of the forest?
Yeah, I know the empty.
I kind of want to eventually find out what that is, and I need strong people to help me. And nobody else would have come down into this cave and battled a giant... I don't know what that was, ooze creature.
I mean,
I'm going to follow them until they tell me to go away at this point. They're exactly what I'm looking for.
They did come down to try to save me when the ooze pulled me down as a cow, so even though they think I'm a cow person, I think I'm with you, so... Want to adventure together?
Oh, that would be lovely. Take my arm.
And I'll hold my arm up as high as I can get it.
And
this is the greatest ship ever.
Grab the arm.
Very nice.
Jump into the chute.
Neriad slides through the chute, and Meena, awaiting, trying to make sure he gets out of the way, wakes about 20
Look out below! A big creature coming through. You're going to be crushed to death!
And echoes through as all of you find yourselves in a very different kind of place. You're used to this darkness that's happening, and yet as you land, first there, Zaunder, you land in a pile of weird yellow grainy sand as you land forth in this like poof of things. And around the entire area, there are torches lighting the entire scene that you see around you. And you sort of crawl to your behest and move forward until suddenly Finnegan plunges into the sand where you were, followed by Matthias, followed by Gwendolyn as to make the puffs of sand as you all crawl around. And then just a bit later, Neriad screaming, watch out, as you all make a slight move away. Meena does coast through, barely fitting through the chute, and yet she slides forth and cushions herself right to the ground.
Well, holy shit, it's Bigfoot!
As I said, this particular chamber is not like the other. Covered in ooze, dark, seeming to be more primal. This seems to be very purposeful. The walls are carved very delicately. There are staunches with torches kind of lighting the different areas of it. Roughly about every 10 feet, there's a torch here and a torch here and a torch there. A whole room seems to be very well lit and covered in this fine, grainy sand.
Well, I got something in my mouth.
Yeah.
Good thing I decided to go down that slide. Look what I've discovered.
Uh-huh. And Zaunder, as you kind of get to your feet and start to look around, make a perception check for me.
All right.
Isn't my idea great, Zaunder? You're welcome for that.
That is, I believe, a 20.
20, very nice. And so you get 21. You get the lay of the land very quickly. You notice that to your right, as you sort of look around the area, there are 4 pillars, probably emerging from this groundish sandy place about 3 or 4 feet in the air, each standing here, 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 and here. All of them have some kind of weird dark figure above it, but you can't quite tell what those are yet. On the other side of you, as you turn around, you see a much more open area, all of it covered in sand. But there is, to your left, as you emerge this way, a chest on the ground. And to your right, you see yourself reflected back at you from a mirror embedded into the wall.
What's happened to my face? Did that just happen when I went down the slide, or...
Zaunder, that's been on your face since I've known you.
Don't be ridiculous. How would I have gotten such a scar?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You lived under here, so I assume that you came across those kinds of creatures a lot.
We'll sort this out later. He moves for the chest.
Yeah. So
Wait, Zaunder. Hold on 1 second.
A chest.
I kind of walk up near the chest, but like kind of creep up.
Uh-huh.
I want to see if it's like, if there's anything around it. Maybe there's like, I don't know, string.
Yeah, investigation check sounds like to me.
Okay.
If only we had a rogue or something.
I am a rogue.
You are a rogue. You're right.
Rogue-ish. Yeah.
I'm roguish. I'm rogue adjacent. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a rogue. You're a roguelike. You get one life and then you start over.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation is dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't see any strings or any pressure plates or any like typical kind of traps that you would be used to. However, as you get close to the chest, you feel this sort of pulsing heat / staticky energy around it. And you start to move your hand forward and you pull it back very quickly because you're worried that there's going to be some kind of shocking feeling as you move toward the chest. You're savvy to that.
Hey, Shocky Boy. And I'm gonna call back because I don't think I know his name.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, me? Shocky Boy? Oh, okay.
Yes.
He is not Shocky Boy. He is Prune Thing.
His name's Neriad.
My name is Neriad. You're right. How did you know?
Meena mentioned it.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. It's true. Oh,
Right,
what
good
would you
story.
like?
We should all tell that at parties. Anyway, can you come here for a second?
Of course.
And as Neriad moves over toward the chest, Matthias, Finnegan, and Meena, you sort of like investigate the other side of the room. And on top of these pillars, there are small statues of different types kind of sitting atop them.
Can I ask a quick question to the party? How hurt is everyone right now?
I haven't taken any damage.
I've lost 4 hit points.
I've only lost 2 hit points,
Okay.
and I could easily.
Nina's at full because you only lost health.
I lost hit points as a cow, so.
So you're good?
You hear this like voice of the god in your head being like, I haven't hurt you nearly enough, but not. So,
Hello?
Okay.
Neriad, as you get towards the chest itself, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Sure.
All right, let's
roll
sorry,
dice for fun.
Arcana check.
Oh, Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if anybody knows this about Neriad, but he failed wizard school, so his Arcana check is 6 total.
6 total. Yeah, you know, she's been telling you about zappy things, but you're like, this seems fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll touch it.
As you touch it, you suffer 1 point of lightning damage as you feel your entire hand vibrate and jolt backwards, and you're almost pushed back a little bit by the zapping feeling from this chest.
Oh, holy cow, you weren't joking.
I look back at Finny, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm with these people.
Oh, it didn't really hurt that much. We could probably open it if you really tried really hard over and over again, maybe.
Do you know the definition of madness, Neriad?
I've heard it said a few times, yeah.
You all seem mad to me.
People keep trying to tell me that the definition of madness. I don't know why. It's just constantly everybody's like, have you ever heard?
Yeah, you've been hearing this definition for the last 50 years, and still you cannot remember what it means.
And I suppose I won't bother you with it. Does anyone have leather gloves or something?
As you ask that, Meena, I see you're getting close to the pillars here. You start to get an idea of what kind of statues are above them, and I'll share this with everyone now. There are these statues sitting up top the pillars, all of them pretty large. They seem to be a couple feet in diameter as well as height, and they sort of represent different things. On the most northernmost, I'm going to call that first pillar 1, there is a dwarf clearly made of brass. On the second pillar here, there is a human made of a darker material that seems like lead. On the third pillar is a tiefling, a little demon monster made of bronze. And on the fourth pillar is an elf, seemingly also made of lead. Behind the pillars is a pile of statues, all the same kind of base and height. There is a brass halfling, a lead orc, a wooden dark elf, a copper dragonborn, and a silver gnome.
Guys, these statues are so beautiful. Do you see them?
I really hope they're statues and not frozen people.
I'm going to search around them. Take my time to search around them.
Are there statues on this side?
Make an investigation check, Matthias. Sorry, what was that, Gwen?
Are there statues or pedestals or anything like that on this side of the room at all?
You do not see anything on that side of the room as you sort of look around. There's a chest and there's a mirror, and that's basically it.
But there's a mirror.
15
Can Meena
investigation.
detect magic?
What was that on the investigation, Matthias?
15.
15. Yeah, you do notice that the statues themselves have the pillars themselves have a recess in them, and though you do not touch it, it seems like the base of the statue is this sort of circular, maybe slightly edged hexagonal shape, and it fits exactly into the little recess in the pillars.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is the wooden drow painted? And if not, how can you tell that it's a drow?
It has a very stained kind of wood to it, and so the outsides of it is much lighter, and the inner part of it has been stained much darker.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am going to check it out.
Yeah, so make an investigation check, I guess, on just that particular thing.
Can I just grab one of the little statuettes? I don't care which one.
Sure. You reach into the pile and you grab a copper dragonborn.
Okay, and I run back over here.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 total.
You rolled a 19 on the wooden dark elf. It's very light. It's well made. It seems very detailed, and that's basically all you get from that investigation check. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to detect magic on the statues and pillars.
The statues
that are on the pillars.
The statues and the pillars, as you complete your detect
30
magic
feet radius, so
they are not magical at all. But if you move around the room a little bit, the chest and the mirror are both magical.
If I look at the statue in the mirror, does it look the same?
Looks the same.
Can I touch the mirror?
The mirror feels like glass.
Okay, I run back.
Did someone say chest? And he'll skip off and find the chest.
Be careful with it.
Do you move?
The chest is magical.
Yeah. Do you touch it, Matthias?
I'm gonna go over with Matthias first.
Very good. Make an investigation check.
Be careful, friend.
I will look to. Bless is gone now, isn't it? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a minute. It's 1 minute.
Over a minute, yeah.
He'll be looking for obviously traps. It's cocked.
I'm just crouched in front of the chest looking at it.
19. So that is a 27.
27. It is very clear that this chest does not have any mechanical traditional traps to it, but with the detect magic spell, and from what everyone else is saying, the chest seems to be have an aura around it that is very clearly trying to keep people away, as without something to stop it.
Do I find any mechanism to disarm it, or?
You don't. Unfortunately, there's no sort of like, as you search the room in the chest, there's no plates, no levers, no strings, no nothing. Seems to just be enchanted.
Step back, right, you, and I look at me, like, go and open it. To my mage hand to see if he does or not. He probably won't.
Oh, sure, yeah. As your mage hand tries to travel through,
who are you talking to?
The sort of like blue little energy that's been on Matthias's shoulder for a while emerges forth, and as it moves towards the chest itself, it sort of pulses and ripples away, and then it like dissipates and appears right back behind you, and it looks at you and it does this.
Does your mage hand stay on you the whole time?
All the time, yeah.
Okay.
I've got no control over it.
Yeah. Great.
It's like a.
That's what I love to hear. That's what I love to hear.
God damn it!
It just follows me. I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Whose hand is that?
It won't.
Doesn't look like a mouse.
Oh no, it's a. What sort of hand is it?
Yeah, it looks more. It's a little bigger than your hand is as a mouse. Yeah, you only have 3 or 4, maybe 4 fingers. I don't know what mice have, but the hand, it seems like much more of a clawed kind of human fairy claw hand. Yeah.
That's strange.
I have no idea.
And you can't touch the chest, Neriad.
No, I burnt my finger pretty badly, and
you can see this. My index finger is just charred.
Yeah.
That'd be fine in like a couple of days.
Well, I've got gloves on. I could try. I'll try. I'll try and throw it open.
Good luck.
Yeah. You suffer 1 point of shock, lightning damage, and fall backwards as you try to open a particular chest.
Gloves don't work.
It didn't look
I
like
kind
it.
of locked my jaw up for a second.
I'm going to try one more thing, and then we should probably join the others. Maybe if they solve whatever is over there, it will unlock automatically.
We'll cast Gust and attempt to blow open the chest without touching it.
Yeah, as you try to penetrate the magical shield around the chest,
It does.
you don't suffer any lightning damage. However, above you, there is a small hatch on the ceiling, which is more clay and earth than anything else, sort of flips open, and you notice a little bit of sand starting to trickle down towards
God damn it.
Oh, no.
Whatever that's for.
I'll cast Gust again and try to close the trapdoor.
I looked right into it.
As you try to close the trapdoor itself, another trapdoor opens more over towards this
Okay,
side.
I'm going to stop doing that. Everybody, this is a problem, and I'm going to run over to the group.
And sand is beginning to pour at a pretty healthy pace from both the
Not healthy.
The left corner, bottom left and the top right corner of the room itself, and sand is starting to fill around you.
God.
Not healthy at all.
Close to solving this puzzle over here.
Matthias
Healthy
will
for-
see that obviously Finnegan's got like sand in his eyes, and he'll go up and start pouring to try and clear his eyes.
God, this is the worst. Stop.
It is a little bit effective, but also kind of weird as a mouth sort of reaches his paws into your eyes and tries to move it away.
Why do your hands smell like cheese?
Oh, do they?
I imagine they smell like Fritos. Like
Yeah.
Fritos don't exist in this world, but I feel like they smell like Fritos constantly.
Right.
Yep, that's basically what's going on.
Just smell like corn.
Gwen and Meena, what are you guys doing?
It's been a while since I've had
I'm
cheese.
looking at like the different statues and like seeing if there are any if there's anything differentiating the bases of them or anything like that to the little recessions in the platforms.
Make an intelligence check.
I hate to break it to you guys, but we're gonna die. I'm dumb.
While they're doing that, I'm going to go over to the mirror and investigate round it, behind it.
I'm just gonna follow Matthias.
Can I go help her figure out the statues?
Yeah, you can roll with advantage, or you both can roll intelligence checks. And while you walk over there, Matthias, the mirror itself is completely embedded in the wall, and doesn't seem to have any kind of special properties other than the detect magic that showed it was magical.
Are you a smart boy, or are you?
I have a 14 intelligence. What's
So
yours?
do I. So.
All right.
All right, both of you roll then, maybe.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
That's fine. I rolled a 15.
Okay.
All right, and I rolled a 17.
There is nothing about these statues that seems particularly different, other than the fact that they are different kind of creatures and that they are made of different kinds of materials. Both of you sort of look around the walls themselves and do see that message that was on the hatch itself, would keep away, floating around different parts of the walls, here and here and here.
Looking at the mirror, I look to Matthias.
I look good.
I kind of want to break it.
Again.
You kind of do.
How do I get one of them?
Pretty fancy.
The king thing that you had.
What?
How do I get one?
Well, you're right. How? I don't.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really say king anymore. It just sort of says like.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. The word you used to have.
And then like a Y, so it's like nya.
Can I try to think about how I got king written on my forehead?
Yeah, make a history check.
Oh, fantastic! I can't remember. I was plastered.
Yeah.
That was a 3 plus history, a 1, so 4.
Yeah, you just remember that at the end of the party, you had taken off your shirt and then were dancing on the table. That's all you got.
I was pretty sloshed last night.
Oh.
If I put the brass halfling with the brass dwarf, does anything happen?
They're solving a puzzle. We're talking about getting drunk.
Yeah, they are both heavy in your hands.
They've marred
No, if I
themselves
put
in
it
the
in
mirror.
the
Sorry, say again.
if I put the brass halfling into the brass dwarf recession.
As you take the brass dwarf away and put the brass halfling on it,
you can. Oh, okay. I understand this.
Yeah. So
Makes
you switch the statues for a second. A third door opens over here and starts to pour out sand. But
does it pour on our heads? Because that's where we're standing.
Yeah, that's exactly where both of you are, and so you see a bunch of sand start to pour on your heads as well.
What? Go! I looked right into it again.
Yeah.
Let me help.
No, not against Fritos.
Yeah, and over here as well is a message that says "would keep away."
Zaunder actually will hand Finnegan his hood.
Oh, how did those investigation checks or intelligence checks work out with things?
This might help you stand off your head.
So yeah, like I said, you notice that there's this message written on the wall everywhere,
right.
And that there's the only difference between them is the material and what they're carved of. Every base seems exactly the same.
So
thanks for the hood.
I think that I misunderstood what these were. The recession that's in them is the different statues that you place.
It's how the base of the statue fits into
latches in. Okay, I understand. I was like, I thought they were like big things and then like little ones, and then you could switch them. I was confused. Okay. All right.
Zaunder, do you still have that dark elf statue thing?
I have it, and it's made of wood, which is supposed to keep away. And personally, I'm offended by the notion.
It might be a little bit of a misdirection thing, though.
Maybe they want us to use the wood statue.
Who's they?
I don't know. There's someone who put a words on these walls. It says "would keep away."
Was it the slime people? Was it?
I mean,
no, it's whoever built this whole chamber.
Oh,
you live down here. I mean,
I don't live here.
Does this look like something Drow would make?
And pick one of the lead things up.
Okay, so you pick up a lead orc statue.
And then run over to the chest and try and open it with that.
As you get close to it, you are zapped and you take 1 lightning damage.
I'm gonna try it with the drow sculpture.
The drow sculpture you do not suffer 1 lightning damage. However, the chest remains closed.
Well, it doesn't conduct electricity.
It does not conduct electricity. That's correct.
Can I take the copper dragonborn and replace the lead human with it?
Sure. As you do that, you switch the two of them, and a fourth vault opens up with a bunch of sand falling down from it.
Oh,
Gwendolyn, I think you should.
And at this point, like, there's probably sand covering the. I don't know why this music's playing, but anyway, at this point, the bottom of the floor is starting to be covered with about 6 inches of sand. It's filling up pretty quickly with now 4 doors open.
Gwen, I love you, but stop doing that.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm gonna smash the mirror.
Say again.
I'm gonna smash the mirror.
Yeah, as you try to pull your what is it, daggers or what?
I don't think a rapier would do it.
Yeah, you slash it through the mirror, and as soon as you get towards the mirror, it bounces off, and you take 1 lightning damage.
How tall are the ceilings?
Ceilings are probably 15 feet higher than you.
I am gonna hold the sculpture up in the mirror and see if there's anything interesting.
I already did that.
Yeah. You notice yourself and the other people around you holding up a statue.
Wait, and the other people around him holding up a statue? Is that what you just said?
No, sorry. The people around him, period, and he holding up the wooden statue that did not conduct electricity once he got close to the chest.
Okay.
Matthias will walk up to Finn and go, "Oh, that didn't work," and you can see like his hair sizzling. Looks a little frazzled.
I think you should, Zaunder, maybe smash it with the wood.
What would that fine. He tries to smash it with the wood.
Humor me.
As you take the wooden drow statue and push it at the mirror, there's no electricity conducted. It does bounce off the mirror, but the statue itself shatters, and outside of it falls a small key.
Oh, look at that.
He takes the key and runs for the chest.
Very good. You run towards the chest, and the key, made of wood, does not conduct electricity. You sink it inside the chest, and you crack it open, and inside is a small little package wrapped in cloth. You pick it up, and as you pull the cloth off, it's a small mirror.
He moves fast.
Okay, so that's all that came out of the chest was a mirror.
Yes.
All right.
The real treasure is vanity.
All right, I'm going to hold it up to the other
Does
mirror.
Meena still have detect magic up? Because it's 10 minutes, isn't it?
10 minutes. Yeah.
I think so, and nothing else besides the chest and the mirror ring magical. Same stuff.
It doesn't interact weirdly with the other mirror.
The new mirror is not magical. However, when you walk up to the mirror and start to shine it in, you just see yourself in holding the mirror. Dejectedly, you sort of pull it down, and you, both Neriad and Meena, see from the mirror reflected in his arms a flash of light.
What was that? What'd you just do? Can you do it again? Whatever just happened?
What? This? He repeats the action.
Very good. You hold it up to the mirror again. You just see yourself holding a mirror. There's like infinity kind of happening in front of you. And as you pull it down to your side, once again, there's this flash. And this time you can tell it's green and yellow light that sort of like flickers across the mirror as he pulls it to his side.
If he sees this, he'll try and hold it in that same position again.
What are y'all singing?
Do you want to describe it?
To it?
Yeah. As he holds it up and holds it at the particular angle, you can catch the reflection of this particular pillar in this mirror here from the bounce off. And as the bounce off happens, this particular pillar has a red glow shining in the eyes of a halfling.
Wait a second. Didn't I put the halfling on there initially? How dare you?
Part of the puzzle was right, but not the whole thing.
So it interacts with the other of its material. The dwarf and the halfling are both made of brass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm lost. It's beyond me.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell the other ones. And can we take all of those off without putting other ones on and without things opening up, or will everything open up if we start taking them off?
The sand at this point is piling up. It's now probably a foot and a half deep across the room as you're wading through. It's starting to fill up.
Pretty girl, quickly, shine the mirror at me and keep up with me.
And I'm going to
I am not a girl.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
So in this mirror, you see a halfling whose eyes are shining. In this mirror, you see as he sort of pivots the reflection around, it is a gnome whose eyes are shining. In this particular part of the reflection, you see a dragonborn whose eyes are shining. And at this point in the reflection, you see a human whose eyes are shining.
Okay, I go, halfling, gnome, dragonborn, human. Everybody look for the miniatures.
I'm going to try to find these statues.
Did he say minotaurs?
Oh god, I hope not.
Which one have I got in my hand? The lead.
Yeah, you have a lead orc in your hands.
He didn't mention an orc, did he?
We don't need the orc one. Nope.
There's also a lead elf.
Toss it.
Oh yeah, no, that's one we're looking at. Sorry.
I'm gonna go over to the pile and grab the. The gnome.
Is that a halfling?
Is the gnome still there? I don't remember what we.
I think that I would have assumed that we put them all back, unless I'm holding some of them. And
yeah, you've got a pile of them in your arms, and as you kind of sort through, you do remember, and he starts reflecting across, and you see the pattern for the different statues that go in this position, this position, this position, and this position. Every single time you move one away, the sand starts to pile a little bit higher, and it's moving incredibly fast now. And suddenly, you've got 2 feet and 3 feet of sand piling across you as it moves up. And there's a statue placed and another statue placed. And finally, the final statue is placed on the 4th pillar, having solved the puzzle, and the sand ceases. And the mirror across the other side of the room shatters apart.
How much sand is there now?
The sand itself has probably fallen to about 3.5 to 4 feet tall.
Holy Christ.
Those of
Matthias
you
is
that
just sitting on
are
top of it.
halflings are sort of like having to wade through it a little bit more. As
I've
you
like
move around.
got my rapier out and like wrapped a cloth around my hand, and I'm like using that to like pull myself over the top of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you're starting pushing through, and as you kind of sink through, the sand kind of dissipating around you, you feel some very hard kind of pointy structures beneath your feet. And as you like sort of pull up one of them, trying to figure out what the hell is that, there are bones, and you notice that the entire area covered in sand is also covering tons and tons of bones that seem to be from humanoid figures. But as the shatter mirror bursts apart and a breath of fresh air bursts around the entire room, you look forward and see a small little creature waddle out of the mirror, and a little duck appears in front of you all. And that's what we're going to end the session today.
What?
Ah!
No!
Little duck.
Oh, I see those chickens in the
It's
chat.
the duck, the party fowl.
It is our party foul for the evening.
Oh my God.
The party foul. I'm a sucker for chat here today.
Oh,
All right.
my goodness.
Everyone for watching the first session of Party Foul. We had a really good time. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the follows. Please remember to join us on Discord. We have so much information beneath us. Our schedule, our Discord, our Twitter, our Patreon. If you want to give us some money, subscribe. Donate to Patreon. It's amazing for you.
What crazy people would ever do that?
YouTube. Tell your friends. We're having a good time. We're going to do this every Saturday night here at 7 p.m. Eastern, moving forward with this wonderful cast as they and their new duck friend are depths in the depths.
Friend or foul?
Oh no.
Friend or foul. Very good.
Another
So
quick
you
shout
know
out.
why
Who's
you
the
say
music
bye.
by? Zach, who's your music by?
Tabletop audio.
Oh, he left.
No, he left.
Is
Zach's gone.
I will double check.
Zach yeeted away.
Yes, it is Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio is really awesome in supporting small streamers like us. All you gotta do is give them a shout out, and they let us use their music, which is pretty cool. So, if you guys want to check that out, I think that you can find it on Roll20 and also other places. So do that.
And on top of that, I know a lot of people come in here and just lurk, which is great. Without you
Shout
guys,
out to our
obviously,
lurkers.
yeah, which is really, really good. But just don't forget to leave a follow if you like what you see.
Or
we have
hate,
got
pop in our
some great-
Discord.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. So I'm noticing that we have an overlay. Where did that come from?
Well, that is from that's from our art director Arnold. So
What a gem!
What
yeah,
a
he's
gem.
done an
It's so
awesome,
beautiful.
I
awesome
love
job.
Arnold.
And there's a lot more to come from it as well. We've got some stingers coming. We've got character art coming from him. So yeah, it's just going to be. He did this in a week. got it to how we got it here.
The pro. If you need some art done, look him up. Commission him
Yeah.
to do some stuff for you.
Yeah.
He's
Still alive?
He's really good.
Oh, you betcha! You left our loyal viewers. They were
I
like,
had to-
"Where is Zach? Where is Zach?"
So bad. So that's what.
How
That's,
dare you.
yeah.
And on that note, everybody, good night.
Well, should we raid anyone?
My brother's
Oh,
streaming, and
definitely
he's
should.
pretty awesome, and he's done art for us before. He did naughty. You should totally rate him. He's running another RPG right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll definitely. Let me go back.
Let's
can
raid them.
Yeah,
Everybody
we'll
put chicken
yeah.
in his chat when you get there.
Everybody put chickens in chat.
Chickens in the chat. baby. Chickens in the chat.
What's the?
Hang on, I'm typing
It's
it out.
Robotaro-san. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. You can copy what James has put in the chat there as we raid forth, and we'll hope to see you next week with a little new party and a mysterious fowl in tow.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys. Your support is incredible. This is one of the best games of D&D I've had. I've had so much fun. Thank you.
Copy that party file raid.
Yes. Right, cheers,
I
guys.
put two
and,
eyes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.